when a plan comes together. Happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. How about those San Diego Padres bringing a smile to everybody's face this weekend, winning the World Series, as it were, against the Colorado Rockies. Whew! Man, I love it when my reverse psychology works. Not for you guys. It's for me. I do it to protect myself. Like, oh, we're going to get bodied by the Rockies. I know it's coming. I'm going to brace myself. It's not what happened at all. Colorado Rockies never even touched the plate this weekend, which is just staggering to think about.
27 goose eggs on the scoreboard.
Absolutely incredible work. Now,
all those eggs.
Their eggs are coming. Relax, Shecky Green. This dude, since the roast, has been firing off jokes in the tech. He is really feeling. We'll get to the roast. The roast was unbelievable, by the way. Cool, the roast was so much fun. He really is. He's taking an insane amount of pleasure in being able to smash an egg on my head. But we have run into a problem. You got a problem.
Oh,
the problem is.
You got a problem.
I know I do. The problem is that, yes, eggs are expensive, but Ben he has two jobs. He makes tons of money. He's filthy rich. Ben can afford eggs, and he can afford to waste eggs as well.
Pasture-raised organic ones, in fact.
I noticed there's a sticker on there that's 25% off.
I took the 25% off option when it was available to me last night.
Are they rotten eggs?
They're going to be rotten eggs soon.
You didn't say anything about rotten versus non-rotten.
They're not
eggs.
rotten yet. What day is today? They're 14th. Not rotten until tomorrow. That's fine.
Are you kidding me?
They're fresh still.
You bought discounted eggs.
I figured, they were $10 before the discount.
Okay.
So it's hardly cheap. But 25% off, they were down to $7.50, which was by a couple of cents the cheapest option available at Vaughn's.
Okay, so we've got. I said, man, I would let you guys smash an egg on my head, or two at one apiece, if the Padres sweep the Rockies somehow. I'm thinking there's no way, just based on how things are going, or how things have gone. I should say things are going really well for the San Diego Padres, but how things have gone, they always find a way to at least scratch one out against us, and they sure didn't, man. They came into Petco Park and got their asses handed to them by our San Diego Padres. So here's the thing. We can't do it in the studio. We just can't. Our engineers would come up behind me and slit my throat and give me a Colombian necktie.
I agree with that. We can't do it in the studio.
That would be good radio. Me getting a Colombian necktie live on the air. They would kill us. And I'm not in the mood to get chewed out by Michael, our boss, Adam, our boss, JR, our engineer. I just am not in the mood on a Monday. So we have to do it. I'm willing to do it. I don't care. I'm not dodging it or ducking it. Yeah, I'm into it. I didn't want to spread the Goodfellas plastic on the ground either. That's a lot of work.
Still not going to work. We can't cover all the equipment and the electronics and everything, and it's just going to be, it would be a mess.
So we can go to the bathroom, perhaps. We can post the video, whatever you guys want. But it will happen. They will slap an egg on my head today. I will wear an egg.
I'm not actually excited about it or going to take that much pleasure in it. I do feel like
Don't lie to me.
I feel like you're dooming about the Colorado Rockies deserves some consequences, though. You were so worked up about the Colorado Rockies coming to town. Of
course.
Not only did the Padres sweep, didn't give up a single run the entire series.
Correct.
Couldn't have gone any better.
I don't know if it was dooming. I think it's just emotional insurance.
Pure reverse psychology.
Yeah, right? It's emotional insurance. They're a better team. I know that. But we've seen much better teams get bodied by the Colorado Rockies.
A lot of San Diego more worried than they needed to be about that series.
Good. That's my entire goal, is to do that. Look, man, 13-3 is amazing. It's amazing. It's incredible. It should be celebrated. Then again, you're also not going to come in and rip your shirt off and get, World Series 2025 tattooed on your arm.
10th of the way through the season, things are going well.
Let's just say
that. Things are going well.
This team has shown so much fight and resilience and so much fun that, I'd love this pace to keep going. I also am a realist. I know that it won't. Baseball doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. So there's a lot to unpack. Very happy for the guys. Very proud of the guys. I was talking to my dad this morning. who, I mean, again, I think he's got 1 foot out and 1 foot in. He's like, Yankees are pretty boring to watch. Really find myself watching more of the Padres. I go, I'm telling you, Pops, I'm telling you, they get in the bloodstream and it's hard to, he goes, you guys are such a fun team. I go, yeah, it's really cool to see 26 guys playing as a team. That's the dream. Man, they may flame out. You lose in the World Series. You just never know. But you cannot deny unequivocally that this team is a friggin' blast to watch and root for. They're so easy to root for, man. So I will get the eggs to the face. No problem. We'll figure out when and where to do it. I'd love to do it right here and just wear it for a whole segment. You guys know I would do that for you. You know I would.
What if we just carefully
crack it
right on your forehead?
Where's it going to go?
Hey, that's the thing. Where's it going to go? Where did it
run
go?
Down your face.
I'll let it happen, but you have to be there to clean it up.
That's why I suggested we bring a garbage bag and cut a hole and wear that.
I mean, it's still going to run off onto
the floor. It's going to run off onto my chair and the floor, the keyboard, the microphone.
I do worry about that. That was always a concern in the studio.
So I will do it. You guys know the only thing I will not do is drink a raw egg. I will not do that. Like crack it in my mouth. If you want to see the equipment really get ruined, that scene in Rocky when he does it makes me retch every single time. Friole says it sounds like I'm ducking. I swear to God, I'm not ducking, dude.
There will be a video of it.
I don't want to get my ass chewed in the studio. I just don't. I don't want to wreck this equipment. I don't want to be that guy. So a lot of people this weekend. Holy cow. Everywhere we went. How'd the roast go? 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 We had the time of our lives. We really did. Paulie, do you have the picture of Benny and I? So we got our tuxes, the whole thing. You played golf Friday. I actually went home Friday and spent a decent amount of time trying to pare it down. We had a bunch of notes. I had to put those things together, make it flow a little bit. I actually had a lot of fun doing it, paring it down to try to get the best of the best. So again, if you'd missed the story, we were roasting my father-in-law. It's his 75th birthday. My mother-in-law, I'll do anything to make her happy. I love her to death. She's amazing. She asked me to do it. I said, yes.
She puts on a heck of a party. I
mean, are you kidding me? That party was unbelievable, dude. It's the upper crust of the upper crust, right?
One of the best carving stations I have ever experienced in my life.
Full sushi experience, guys in their cutting up fresh sushi. It was unbelievable. So we show up. Now, the party started at 6. We didn't get there till 6:45, 6:50. We did not want to be lingering around, pacing and getting nervous. And so we got there. We ran over our thing a couple of times. We had a cocktail, a shot of tequila each. And man, 7:30 hit right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, from 97.3 The Fan, Ben and Woods. We walk up on stage. Scott's up there in the big throne. And I thought we let him have it pretty good. Now, we understood the assignment, correct?
We did, yes.
We did.
Yes. His friends, there's some question as to whether they totally got the meaning of the word roast.
When I tell you, Paulie, that there was not really one roast from 4 roasters.
Oh, boy.
So it makes your job as the roast master a little difficult. So I go up, we introduce ourselves, I just come out swinging. So look, it's a very rich white party. So I started the roast off with, "Good evening, Mar-a-Lago." And I've got some laughs. Where's Tucker Carlson? Is he here? Oh, there he is. Good to see you, Tucker. And Ben goes right for the throat, Paulie. When I say for the throat, I mean you couldn't have gone more for the throat. Says, we are here to roast Scott Glenn, a.k.a. the man who will never fill the shoes of Lauren Nancaro. And I saw Kathleen Bade, formerly of Fox 5, in the crowd go, "Oh my God." And I just put my head down and went, "Oh, no." And he goes, "Oh, and here he is, another guy that will never fill the shoes of Lauren Nancaro, Stephen Woods, my radio partner." It was, it's how you do it. You come out, kick him right in the nuts.
For those who are newer to the San Diego scene, Lauren was a beloved San Diego television institution. I worked with him for many years at Channel 10. Then he was at Fox 5, and he was married to Susie.
Yep, my mother-in-law.
Hannah's mother-in-law, who is now he passed away from cancer, and she has remarried Scott, who's also fantastic. But
He's incredible.
The point was that everyone,
we're
of
all,
course, loved Lauren.
We're all second place here, and we get Scott and I share that. We get it. We get it. We totally get it. And so Ben comes out. I mean, it was incredible. Well, we bring on the first roaster. I won't do names.
You don't have to do names.
But we bring out the first roaster. Paulie, here it is. Hey. Yeah. Man, remember that time we went on that trip? That was crazy. Am I lying, by the way? Am I exaggerating?
Well, wasn't just the first one either.
He says, yeah, I remember one time Scott and I and some other white rich friends, we did like a city slickers experience, and I remember we had to like ride in like a dirty carriage. That was crazy. Paulie, I'm not joking. So he drags on I said keep it 5 minutes. He drags on about 14 minutes.
Oh my God.
Then this MFer right here on my left, your Ben Higgins, get off the stage. I'm just going to call this guy Bill. Ben walks on stage. He goes, truly scathing, Bill, like that. And the room just goes nuts. So then the next guy comes up. He was pretty cool. He was a cool guy. He's known Scott. So my joke about him was, he's a true friend. He's been friends with Scott before he made money. He was like, when Scott was poor, they were friends. He was actually really good and sweet.
And people like that line too. That was a good one.
he was really sweet, and he actually threw some roasts in. So then we get to the third speaker. Now, the third speaker runs a couple of Scott's companies, and he's very rich and very put together. Now, Paulie, he didn't write me back one time.
Oh,
I didn't know if this guy was alive, dead.
Show up.
I didn't know if he was alive, dead, interested in coming. Never wrote me back. Never said, I'll be there. Here's what I'm planning. He's CEO of this. So he's a CEO type. He's decked out suit, smoke show wife, just sitting there ready to rock. He walks up. He's like, and so I'm making fun of him. Like, this guy, don't know if he's alive or dead. This is the first I've ever seen of him. Please welcome to the stage, blah, blah, blah. Walks up. He goes, yeah, I never, sorry I didn't respond to one of your 800 emails, bro. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. And then here's his roast.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, here's his roast. Hey, man, Scott, been through a lot. I had one time, man, remember that time remember that cash call we did? That was nuts. We had that meeting, and we went to that guy's house. Remember that? When we went to that guy's house, and we had to remember how much money we had to ask him for?
Talk about the thing at the place.
That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Anyway, man, nuts. Just crazy. Ben and I are behind the stage going, oh, my God, wrap it up. Then Ben walks out and he goes, what'd you say?
Said, now I know why they call the CEO the comedians of the corporate world.
So good. I'm just taking shot after shot at the rich white men. And then we bring up the last roaster. You do this one. I can't. I pounded this guy and no one laughed. So I don't care.
Can I use a name? Because otherwise, I don't think it's going to make a lot of sense. So one of Scott's business partners, a long time, is former Chargers kicker Rolf Benershka. Rolf is such a fantastic guy. We knew that he was never going to be able to truly roast Scott because Rolf is just too nice. He's too nice. And we knew this was going to be the case. So I decided if anyone's going to get roasted, I'm just going to have to go all in on Rolf. So we start out, and I said, this guy is a born and bred San Diegan, all through and through, who happens to be a member of the Los Angeles Chargers Hall of Fame. And then Woods jumps in and goes, can you resign from a Hall of Fame? Because you really should.
Yeah, you absolutely should resign from that one. Well, then we knew what was coming with Rolf. Rolf is very big into the IBS community. He suffers from IBS. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, certainly.
Colitis, his story,
colitis. Yes.
His story is pretty gnarly. If you go back and see his career and what he dealt with intestinally,
gnarly,
while he was an NFL player.
My father-in-law has helped in that space a lot, and so, but I made like a doo-doo joke. It didn't land. Yeah. But the thing is,
strong crowd, maybe, I don't know.
His roast was entirely about his own IBS and the effects of it. So that was the whole thing. We came up. Scott was really kind to us at the end, put his arms around us, and gave us each a Dodger scarf that he put around our necks. We took it off immediately. We sold it back to him for $5 million each because he's very wealthy. And it was a blast. We had so much fun. But here's the thing. Our price tag for this thing is through the roof. So if you're listening right now, I want Ben and Woods to roast somebody in my life, it's going to cost you a fortune because we got paid a fortune for this thing. I'm not joking. Like we cleaned house on this thing.
Unless you're with the IRS, and then we did it for free.
I did that as a charitable exempt donation for the IRS, as far as if you're listening. But we had such a great time. It was so fun to be in tuxedos. You feel like a superhero in a tuxedo, don't you?
We looked pretty sharp.
I thought we looked pretty sharp.
Anytime anyone ever asks for a new Ben and Woods picture, that's the only one they're ever getting. Doesn't matter. This is the new Ben and Woods picture.
Bro, it was, Paulie, 4 roasters, no roast jokes. Navigate that the whole time. I mean, none of these guys understood the assignment at all. And it's a testament, too, to my father-in-law, who's really tough to roast. Like, hey, your house is massive. You have so much money. What a loser. Like, so cool.
Plus, you're still a good person.
And you're a great guy, and everybody loves you, and you're so generous and patient. What a dick. Like, it was such a good time. So that was the roast. I really think we crushed it. I really do.
I had a lot of fun.
I did too.
And I was very nervous. You
crushed it.
And I would say within 30 seconds.
30 seconds. It was all
feeling
over.
Pretty comfortable up there.
Hey,
and I give you some credit for that. You're good at making me feel at ease.
Well, I took a lot of the I got a lot of the groans, like the because I had so much fun like attacking them. You know what I mean? Like I had really a lot of fun making fun of rich white people, and those are your people.
Oh yeah,
so you know what I mean. It wasn't really my people.
I mean, you knew all the people.
That's true. But that's more your
my people.
That's your people
cosmically.
Yes, exactly. But you did such a good job, dude. I was so proud of you, man. You crushed it. Like you were meant to be a roast MC. It was really good.
I think we know the assignment today, and it involves quite a bit of Padres talk over the weekend. We will set the menu for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods. Tell you what we got coming up on the program today. Stick around. Kelly's got her first check of traffic. We're glad to be back with you on a Monday morning. Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place.
We got a busy Monday show for you, so let's get to it and set the menu. I first want to go all the way back to Friday, though. Got the bad news about Jake Cronenworth going on the injured list with a non-displaced fracture of his rib.
Oh,
Incredible that he actually played through it for a few days. Hit a home run.
My God!
After taking that pitch to the ribs,
kidney
area.
It's a hockey player.
Yeah, he's tough. But this is probably something that's going to take more than 10 days to heal, unfortunately. I've seen various estimates of 2 to 4 weeks, up to 6 to 8 weeks, possibly, which is a real bummer for Jake. I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to get back on the field as soon as possible, but there's not much you can do to make a bone heal faster when it's cracked.
I mean, a rib too. Like you can't breathe. You definitely can't swing. You don't want to slide. You don't want to throw. That's just not. You're just kind of at its mercy. Which is such a bummer. But, having Iglesias there, that's why you got him, and he'll fill in nicely.
He stepped up this weekend,
Absolutely.
To be sure. And, of course, we've got our Padres grap-up coming up in our next segment. And we'll go over yesterday's 6-0 win and then work our way back through the weekend of a completely dominating pitching performance by the San Diego Padres.
I want to go through the timeline on the Cronenworth injury too, because I saw. I mean, if there's one way to get this fan base riled up, is to speculate one thing and then another thing completely out of left field happens, right? Like Schulte talked about it, and again, I want to go through the timeline again because he was like, yeah, he could be ready for Friday, and he has a broken rib. People get upset about that, and I don't think it's that uncommon. I think isn't that how all teams pretty much handle their injuries?
Yeah, he's day to day, and then
day to day, and then we got imaging, and actually, no, it's broken.
Well, they said the same thing about Tatis, and he was in fact ready for Friday and Saturday, and hit home runs in both games. So sometimes you're right, and
sometimes you're wrong.
Sometimes you're wrong about
it. Yeah, I don't think it's like a big conspiracy or anything like that. And I saw a lot of people like eating their own faces about it on Friday. There's so much more with this team that I worry about. That's kind of the last of it. I know they have the players' best interests at heart. Does
it not make sense to people that Jake gets hit? They do pretty full medical evaluation of him, and sometimes in the initial evaluation, you have some swelling and some fluids, and it obscures perhaps maybe some of the readings and the diagnosis, but otherwise you don't see anything that looks like it's particularly concerning. Just give him a couple of days, he should be fine. But then when the swelling goes down a bit and you're able to do more imaging, okay, now it shows up. He's got essentially a crack in one of his ribs, and there's not much you can do about that other than wait for the thing to heal.
Maybe it's age and wisdom. It doesn't make me pucker like it used to, even perhaps. Like it just doesn't get my skin crawling. I kind of understand it. I do. I kind of understand it. And you feel however you want about it. I think these guys, and look, there's been some weird ones over the years, right? The Jerks and Profar, like, wasn't he concussed and playing a couple of games? And like, it just, sometimes you listen to the player. You listen to the player and you're like, I need to maybe.
Who else can you listen to?
It's exactly right. Exactly.
If the imaging is inconclusive and the player says, I think I'm good enough to go. Who are you to say, no, you're not? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Then you'll just be keeping everybody out all the time, and you're trying to win baseball games. So you usually let them go out there when they say they're okay.
Yeah. And so obviously hope for the best for Crony to get him back out there, sooner than later. But again, that's why you got Iglesias. Really really nice depth piece for the Padres.
In the 7:00 hour,
Spinal.
I'll need to talk about what was one of the most compelling sporting events I've ever watched. Yesterday's final round of the Masters was incredible theater, incredible drama, with Rory McIlroy choking and then coming through in the clutch and then choking again and then clutching up again and choking and clutching. It was truly mind-blowing. I know you didn't really get to see it because you guys were playing your game, but it was incredible theater. We'll talk a little golf in our 7:00 hour, more Padres, go back through the weekend. We can talk about our visit to the entertainment suite on
amazing.
Saturday night. That
Fun
was
night.
Really cool. It was the same night that Don and Mud were broadcasting from the Western Metal Supply Company building, and another, of course, shutout win for the San Diego Padres. And then all of our regular features. Of course, it is a Friar Monday with Dennis Lynn, our Lynn Sider, our Ben and Woods, Padres Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic is going to join us at 8:35 this morning. We got a game of Take on Woods for you, continuing to qualify contestants for the trip to Las Vegas and the concert tickets to Disturbed, Ghost, or Pantera. And we also have a new giveaway. Is this all week long, Paulie? Pair of tickets to the Warren Haynes Band at Humphreys Concerts by the Bay.
1 pair per day.
On May 14th. So sometime during the show, just keep listening. You'll have a chance to win some concert tickets.
So 5 people will win tickets this week with us. One of those 5 will be a grand prize winner, and you're going to get the premium fan package for the Warren Haynes Band, access to the pre-show sound check and all that. So 4 will have regular tickets and 1 gets the grand prize.
All right. So qualify and call in, win, and maybe get the grand prize at the end of the week. So that's pretty much our show. We will get things started with the highlights from Jesse and Tony, our Padres wrap up for a Monday morning, and a lot of loving winning when we come back with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Speaking of winning, Underdog just became one of the best places to make picks during the basketball playoffs with their Extender promo. With the Extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your game one boost, continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. Tons of fans already won tons of money making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? All you have to do, download the app, choose whether a player will higher or lower on their stats, like points, assists, rebounds, much more. It's kind of a layup, guys. Very, very fun to play. Once your picks feel good, you can play with as little as $1. If you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So all you got to do, download the Underdog app, sign up with the promo code WOODS, and unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Use promo code WOODS when you do. Must be 18 and over, 19 and over in Alabama and Nebraska. Present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
There's one thing I know about my co-host over here. He doesn't welch on bets.
Never.
He just doesn't. I don't know why anyone is worried.
I don't think I've ever welched on a bet in my whole life.
I really feel like it's just would crush your soul to ever feel like someone thought you were a bet welcher.
Oh, bro, always pay my bets.
Stand-up guy. He always pays his debts.
Yeah.
And he will wear some eggs at some point. We just have to logistically figure out how to do it without getting fired. How happy would you all be if you saw Woods get some eggs, but we were all like fired or suspended for weeks?
How messy could it be?
Damaging.
Just do it.
It's pretty messy.
Just do it.
I mean,
just do it. I'll wear it.
Pretty messy.
Literally.
Messy.
You can see how peer pressure worked on me when I was a kid. Right?
I see that. Yes. I'm not going to succumb to it because I don't want to get in trouble.
He says,
I'll do it right now.
Give me an egg. The egg needs to have an ASAP. You can't just promise something like that, Woodsy, and then delay it. Count it down, Paul. It needs to happen live on air, not a post-show video. Go outside and do it.
Let's at least find some towels in the prize closet.
We're on the 6th floor of we're doing a live radio show.
Something to put under you before it gets up. Yeah. I mean, remember how mad I got in so much trouble just because I rocked my chair around too much and it caused damage to the carpet.
You did?
Yeah. Remember that, Jerry? They put a whole
What'd you do to
screen in here. They take this stuff seriously in our studio.
Well, as they should.
As they should. It'll happen.
Very expensive equipment.
We'll figure it out. First, though, we're going to get to our Padres wrap-up. All the highlights from yesterday's 6-0 win over the Colorado Rockies. Padres making some history along the way, coming up after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Got a crash on the coastline, southbound 5 before Santa Fe Drive. A truck involved in this one. It's over the right shoulder. Also northbound 50 before the 163. Accident involving several vehicles. It's blocking the fast lane. And not sure what's taking so long to clear this accident. Westbound King Freeway before the 805. They're saying vehicles over the right shoulder, possibly a vehicle in the center divide as well. So, just take it extra carefully there, westbound King Freeway before the 805. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Padres wrap-up.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Now the 0-2. Gonzalez hits it through the left side and a base hit. Arise rounding third, going to try and score. Bean's throw to the plate is not in time. Machado ends up at third, and it's another run-scoring hit for Gonzalez. Padres take a 1-0 lead. Starting at first base this afternoon, Freeland's first pitch, lined into left field, a base hit. That will plate Machado. Back-to-back RBI singles for Gonzalez and Gurriel, and it's 2-0 here in the first. Look at Gonzalez now, the 1-1. And that's reached for, hit in the air towards right center field. Long run, Moniak not going to get there. Cuts it off right in front of the warning track, but Gonzalez has scored. Gurriel's going to try. Here's the relay, not in time. A 2-run double for Jose Iglesias, and a 4-0 Padre lead. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is swung on, lined into right field. Martini charging in on the run, slides forward, bobbled it, lost it, and Manny's going to come in to score. 6-0 Padres. Looked like Martini kind of had it in the breadbasket, but it squirted out. And the Padres able to add on here in the 7th. Here's career high pitch number 110, grounded to third base. Machado's got it, flip to second one. Bogarts to first in time, and a double play to end the game. Michael King with a 2-hit shutout, his first career complete game. And not only do the Padres sweep the Rockies, they shut them out over the entire weekend. First time in franchise history, they sweep a 3-game series and do not allow a single run.
I mean, you can't be much better than that. I mean, that's just top of the line, grade A, ace stuff. I mean, in command the whole way. Not a stress inning, not even a deeper inning, and from a pitch count standpoint, pretty dispersed. So he was fantastic.
Man, can I just say that I love you, Michael King? I love watching you pitch. You are a delight to when he's on, he has the stuff to be the best pitcher in baseball on any given day. I don't know that you can say
this is Michael King.
I don't know you can say that about more than 10 people in the big leagues. I mean, when he is firing on all cylinders, he has the stuff to be and
he's firing more often than not.
100%
has been
man.
The last couple of seasons. I can't remember if it was Scan or Sammy who asked him after the game.
Scammy.
Did you know
Samlin?
Did you know in the bullpen before that you had the stuff?
It was trash.
He goes, my bullpen was garbage.
He said it was trash.
It's trash.
Yeah. I loved it.
It's no idea.
Usually works that way. If
the worse you are in your bullpen before the game, the better you are actually.
You
in
ever
the game.
stripe the ball off the range and you get out there and then vice versa?
Yeah.
Like, I can't hit anything. You actually have a decent round. It's really
weird. He was terrific. Now 3-0 after his first career complete game and shutout, both at the same time. 2 hits, a walk, 8 strikeouts, just fantastic. Let's be honest, though. It was against a Colorado Rockies lineup that very few teams have had worse offensive series than the Colorado Rockies did. And Chris Ella was making the point. Others did as well. If it weren't for Farmer, Kyle Farmer?
Yeah, until midway. I can't remember.
Late in the game on Saturday.
He's the only one that had a hit.
Martini had a blue hit. He was the first guy to have a hit other than Kyle Farmer in the series. And there really wasn't much after that. It was truly one of the most brutal offensive performances a team has put together in a 3-game series. And the Colorado Rockies are awful. I mean, I don't know if they'll be as bad as the White Sox were last year, but they're pretty bad.
It's so funny, though, because I did see a lot of mostly Dodger fans. Like, it's the Rockies, bro. It's the Rockies. Again, no ball. And know that the Colorado Rockies have owned this franchise for a decade, right? And they have played down to the Rockies so many times, including last year. And it was like one of our biggest keys to the season, like the dumb, hey, what are your keys to the Padres being successful this year? Everyone to a man in this room said, beat up on the Rockies, beat up on the middling teams, right? If you lose a series to the Dodgers or the Cubs or the Diamondbacks, it's okay, right? Beat the crap out of the middling teams. And they took the assignment and they understood the assignment and they did it. That's exactly what we needed from them.
It was such a big deal last year to win the season series against the Dodgers for the first time in 15 years or whatever it was. And that was great. But that kind of cancels each other out when you get lose, bodied by the teams that you're supposed to be.
100%. And there was these guys came out, they pitched well, they played great defense, they hit timely hitting. The reserves, the guys that shouldn't really be in there every day that are now having to be, they're coming through. I mean, I was thinking about it this morning driving in, Benny. Pete Crow Armstrong hit 2 home runs last night. That's 1 more home run than Xander Bogaerts and Manny Machado have combined. Right? You're getting this without, Manny's hitting the ball really well. So is Xander. But
they're both producing.
They're producing. But think about it. You're not getting these world beater seasons from the top of your lineup. Tatis is obviously coming into his own the last few days. But think about who's getting it done for this team, man. It is the Jason Haywards, the Iglesias, the Oscar Gonzalez the last couple of days. It's really, really special. Yuli Gurriel with a knock yesterday and an RBI. That's the cool part is it's 1 through 9. You can count on the next man up. It's really, really cool.
And the Padres keeping it rolling even through the injuries to Jackson Merrill and Jake Cronenworth, thanks to guys like Jose Iglesias, who had a really big weekend. It's probably going to be starting every day for the time being. You mentioned Hayward, the home run on Saturday, but
so cool
what a great
to see.
at-bat yesterday to get that sacrifice fly, to add on professional at-bat by Hayward. Oscar Gonzalez has come up and performed well. So you're getting the 1-26 that Mike Schilt always talks about. Truly the sign of a team. It's a team effort for the San Diego Padres. And sure, Fernando Tatis Jr. is more than carrying his weight. He now has a almost 1,100 OPS this season.
It's the most dynamic player in baseball.
Or almost 1,000 OPS. He's right. I mean, he's really been fantastic. The defensive plays he made on Saturday night, we can get to all of that, but Tatis has been truly marvelous out of the leadoff spot for the San Diego Padres. And yesterday, you even get the added benefit of getting to rest your bullpen with Michael King going the distance. Not that the bullpen has been overtaxed, but you've had games where you had to go to the Morejon, Estrada, Adam, Suarez quite a few times this year, and to give them a full day off with the Cubs now coming to town after they had a really good series against the Dodgers. They took 2 of 3 in LA. You mentioned Pete Crow Armstrong is hot after his 2 home runs, but they had to use their back end of the bullpen to ice down that win last night. So Padres will have a little bit of an edge as they go into this series tonight with game 1 against the Cubs in a big series. After dropping 2 of 3 in Chicago, you want to at least win this series and split the season series. And Dylan Cease will be looking to bounce back tonight as well after his poor outing his last time out against the Athletics, going up against Jamison Taillon at 6:40 tonight.
A beardless Dylan Cease,
right.
who did shave the beard as we speculated and recommended. Now, again, I didn't know he was going full bore. I figured he would at least leave the stash. Jarring to see the picture. It looked like a muskrat when he was leaning back in his locker. I go, oh, he really went for it. He went the whole distance on that.
Do you feel like he's less intimidating without facial hair on the mound?
Yes. I mean,
isn't that a bad thing? And then again, Michael King ain't exactly the
but he wasn't coming from some
looking guy. He's got a really handsome
he
face.
Didn't have some cool Doc Holliday mustache like Dylan Cease did.
Perhaps the facial hair has no impact on how you pitch at all.
Probably doesn't. Much like a radio host's words have no impact either. But yeah, it needs to be Dylan Cease. If you're Dylan Cease, you're like, I can't be the weak link in this rotation.
Those don't look like we have a side by side of bearded and beardless Dylan Cease.
It looks like a different human.
They don't look like the same people. Do you think his phone would still unlock?
I have no idea.
He looks kind of like the villain in a movie.
He does,
started out with the beard and then shaved it for his true villain era.
And the right side looks like a guy that's fallen on real hard times. What
happens when your face changes so much that your phone doesn't unlock?
I don't know. You have to use your code. You have to plug in manually
every single time. Gotta reset my face.
696969. Get right back in. 420. They let you right back in, buddy.
So the history that was made by the San Diego Padres, certainly first time they have ever shut out a team over the course of a 3-game series in franchise history. And it's only been done, 30-plus times in baseball history that a team has been shut out an entire season. First time since 2017 when Cleveland did it to Kansas City. 34 consecutive scoreless innings now, going back to the Athletics series during the 4-game winning streak for the San Diego Padres. But the one that was truly, you had to dig deep, and I think it was Sarah Langs who came up with this one. The Padres are the first team since the 1875 St. Louis Brown Stockings to have 6 shutouts and allow less than 12 runs at home in their first 10 home games.
I'm so happy with the way that they've played at Petco Park. I mean, it's just been outstanding. It's been outstanding.
10-0, by the way.
It's just insane. And they're doing exactly what we said that they needed to do. They're starting out hot. They're beating the middling teams. Not only are they beating them, they're handling business, and everybody is doing it. Everybody is helping out. This isn't 2 guys carrying this ball club, man. It's so refreshing to watch. It's just like the most fun. I know we've been beating this dead horse, but they're just such a fun team to watch every night. Night.
It's still so early.
Yeah,
but
of course.
You say it whether it's in April, you say it whether it's September, like at any point in any baseball season, the mantra is take care of business at home, go 500 on the road.
Sure.
This team has gone above and beyond that because they've been perfect at home, 10-0, and then you go 3-3 on the road like you're supposed to.
I mean, and they've talked about it for years, like a couple of years at least, of like, yeah, man, we want to do it for the 45,000 strong at Petco Park. And it's like, yeah, I didn't always see that, right? You didn't see it in 23. You saw some of it last year. They always talked about the crowd being every post-game interviews. You guys pushed us through. We couldn't have won that game without you. And you're seeing that a lot. So shout out to everyone going and filling Petco Park every single night. Every night it's 45,000, 46,000. Like it is just, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's a madhouse. Like getting down to Petco Park is a bit of a madhouse these days. I had quite the experience on Saturday.
The early offense has also been big
100%.
With runs in the first inning. I think they've scored 18 runs in the first inning, and they've scored in 8 of their 16 games right off the bat. I mean, let's be honest. That game was over after the first inning yesterday. You're up 4-0 against a team with no offense and Michael King on the mound. If you're in that Rockies dugout, I mean, you try to keep a
positive,
keep your chin up, but you've got to know that, okay, we just lost this series and got swept because what are the chances we're coming back from a 4-run deficit against
this guy?
This guy?
Yeah.
Really, after what we did the last 2 days? Seems really, really unlikely.
So happy. You obviously want to keep the momentum rolling right now as long as you can. Stack as many wins. Those wins are so huge come August and September. They really are. It gives you a little bit of breathing room. And look, this wave is not going to last forever. It never does in a baseball season. It's not. But
13-3. No,
I am having such a fun time. I'm really enjoying this ride.
And the Padres have had a lot of 10 of their first 16 games have been at home. That won't happen. You'll have some really long East Coast gnarly road trips where you're happy to scrape around 500 on some of those later in the season. So you do have to make hay when the schedule is to your advantage.
Got to do it.
You get an injured Braves team. You get to face the A's. You get to face, the
Rockies.
The Rockies at home when they're, ice cold. You have to take advantage of these opportunities. And the opportunity presented itself early this season for the Padres to get off to a fast start. And they have.
We'll talk some injuries, too. Brandon Lockridge went down yesterday. Haven't gotten an update on him yet. Ask Dennis Lynn about some of this at 8:35 as well.
I thought yesterday, final round of the Masters, though, was fascinating from a character standpoint. Like, what does it mean to be clutch? And what Rory McIlroy did was unbelievable. We'll talk about that and more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Hour number 2, it's Ben and Woods on a Monday morning, and there is Tier 1 Rod in the chat. Yesterday was the biggest fan game, and he said thanks again to 97.3. Ben and Woods, Paulie, great time in the Odyssey Suite yesterday. Sorry that couldn't make it, Rod, but he said Sammy and Scraby stopped by apparently.
Thank you, guys.
That was cool, and I hope you had a really fun time. I'm so glad that one of our diehard listeners could win the contest this year and enjoy the night in the Odyssey Suite.
Would have loved to have been there, but we had a baseball game at 1 p.m. yesterday out in the middle of deep Oceanside, and we lost. And I'm beside myself pretty much.
Tough game.
Yeah, we stink right now.
Sorry,
we got to figure out who
you're in the top league now.
We are.
We got
to figure out.
It's got to be a bit of a learning curve.
We got to figure out who we want to be.
For me, I was watching.
Yeah, you're sitting on your ass watching golf.
I had baseball on my. I had baseball on my phone.
Just
I had
admit
golf
it.
on the TV and was watching both at the same time. And I would have really regretted it had I missed that final round of the Masters. I know that not everybody out there is a golf fan. You think it's boring, especially to watch on television. And I'm gonna surprise you. It is sometimes.
Sometimes
it's
it
truly.
is.
Sometimes golf can be very boring. I enjoy the piece of it in those occasions, but yesterday's final round of the Masters was some of the best sports theater I have ever watched, along the lines of World Series, Super Bowls, NBA Finals. I mean, it was riveting, really from the first hole to the last hole, with Rory McIlroy and the demons that he carried with him, the failures to complete the career Grand Slam. It had been 11 years since he had won his last major. It had so many close calls, even at Augusta, where just wasn't sure he was ever going to win that green jacket. And finally, he puts himself back in position with a 2-shot lead, of course, over Bryson DeChambeau, the live golfer who had denied him the U.S. Open last year at Pinehurst with that amazing shot on 18 after Rory missed the little 3-foot putt a couple of holes earlier that cost him a U.S. Open title. So he's got to go head-to-head against Bryson. And what happens?
Well, it's the PGA v Live. It's the whole thing. The Rory's the face of the PGA,
right,
and Bryson is one of the faces of Live Golf. And we're the best. No, we're the best. And you guys are this, and you guys are that. A lot of finger pointing over the years. To have it come down to those two is, it's Padres, Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox. It's like this is what you live for.
And what happens?
No pun intended.
What happens on the very first hole? Rory makes a double bogey. And honestly, and he kind of agreed after the round, might have been one of the best things that happened to him by making the double bogey on the first hole. And then Bryson birdies the second hole. And all of a sudden, Rory's down.
He gave it up.
He's down after 2 holes, a stroke to Bryson. And it really kind of was a shock to the system to Rory McIlroy, who then picked up 2 shots on 3, 2 shots on 4 to reestablish his 3-shot lead. Made a couple more birdies, birdied 10, got to 14 under par. And at that point, with 8 holes to go, it looked like it was completely over. Rory McIlroy had it. It was going to be a coronation on the back 9.
Yep.
Just had to get through Amen Corner, 11, 12, and 13 in Augusta. And it fell apart. I mean, Rory absolutely choked. Bogeyed 11 after getting a great break, staying out of the water by inches on his second shot. Still made the bogey. Par 12, and then 13, just maybe the most mind-bogglingly bad shot you'll see from one of the best players in the world. Lays up, totally safe, easy wedge, right to the par 5. He's going to have a birdie putt of some length, very easy shot, and just hits this little weak block into the creek and takes a double bogey. And just like that, the lead is gone as Justin Rose is making this 5 birdies and 6-hole run on the back 9 to go from 5 under to 11 under. And now Rory's tied for the lead. Then he bogeys 14 and he's behind again. And now Oberg is tied as well. And it's turning into a Greg Norman like one of the biggest collapses in golf history. Rory is never going to get over this. I mean,
can't get through it. There's no way you get through
Rory
it.
Rory is done. He's absolutely done. How can you recover from something like that? You are a choker. Everyone thought maybe you were a choker. You have now proved it beyond any shadow of a doubt. You are one of sports' all-time biggest chokers in the clutch. And what does he do right after that? Comes up with an unbelievable second shot, 7-iron around a tree to the par 5 to about 4.5 feet for eagle. And then he chokes the
the
putt.
putt.
I mean, just the weakest little putt, still makes the birdie, but misses the eagle. It's a great shot on 16, misses the putt. 17, puts it in the fairway, knocks it to like 2.5 feet for a birdie to retake the lead by 1. So all he needs is a par on the last hole. Finally. All right.
And Rose is in the clubhouse with a 66 at this point.
But he can't do anything about it. So all he needs is a par. And I'm thinking, okay, Rory's stepping to the 18. I know what's going to happen here. This is another Rory's going to blast it way right or into the bunker
Going
or
in
something.
the trees. Yep.
And he hits a perfect drive. I mean, perfect. Right down the middle. He's got 125 yards in. It's over. I mean, a pro from 125 out.
It's
going to make a par or birdie 19 out of 20 times, 29 out of 30 times. It's an easy shot for him. And what does he do? Hits a little block again into the bunker. And then hits a pretty good bunker shot to 4.5 feet and hits another horrible putt, makes the bogey, and now they're going to a playoff. Sudden death.
How do you
playoff?
How do you recalibrate your mind?
His knees must have been jelly at that point. His mind spinning. He's going to sign his scorecard and goes, I can't believe I have to go out and play more golf at this point.
And all you're thinking about, guaranteed, is you suck. You're an idiot. How you just blew it again. Everyone's looking at you. Everyone's laughing across the country, the world.
Oh.
You're an idiot.
So they go to the 18th tee, and Justin Rose hits first. And I'm thinking, if Rose puts this in the fairway,
Rory's
going to crumble again. And he did. He put a good tee shot, about 150 out in the fairway. I'm thinking, oh no. And then Rory hits another perfect one to like almost the exact same spot he was on 18 before. But Rose gets to hit first. So is he gonna put the pressure on? Nearly flies it into the cup, but it bounces about 10 feet past and does not catch
come
the
back.
slope and roll back. So he's got a really good birdie putt. I mean, he put a ton of pressure on Rory, who's got this same shot that he just biffed minutes ago on 18. And Rory hits another shot of a lifetime, spins it back to like 3.5 feet. Rose doesn't make the putt, and Rory exercises every demon by rolling in the birdie in the playoff hole to complete the career grand slam.
By the way,
and falls to his knees. And the emotion in that moment was something I don't know that I've ever seen on a golf course.
By the way, the putt he had to win it was 4 feet. He barely touched it. And I mean,
downhill.
It was just bing, and it shot in, and you saw him just look to the heavens. Then he fell to his knees. You could see him sobbing. I can't believe we missed that to go lose a baseball game. I would have much rather been sitting at home watching the Masters. It was so effing good. It was so good. The highest drama, the highest theater. You can't even imagine what's going through these guys' minds when they're out there. Justin Rose that's always the best, in my opinion. If you're like world-class golfer, you want to be second. You do not want to be first. You want to be second, and you want to be a few shots behind. You're like, I can literally just let it eat today. Let this guy crumble. He probably will. And by all accounts, that's what Rory's done. Man, he joins, 5 other guys to do this? The career Grand Slam? Is that now 6
He's
people
the 6th
total?
person and only the 2nd since 1965. Him and Tiger, who did it in 2000, since Jack Nicklaus got there.
You got Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and now Rory McIlroy. Career
the
Grand
most
Slam.
Exclusive of clubs. And I don't know who had the better call of Rory's win. Both of them were legendary and both filled with double meaning. On television, Jim Nantz went with Rory, finally has his masterpiece. Get the double entendre because he needed the Masters. The piece was the final piece of his career Grand Slam. The masterpiece to complete it, where Mike Tirico on the radio call said, a Grand Slam roar at Augusta, because Roar is kind of his nickname. So they both had kind of a double entendre call. Very clever.
I like to picture them sitting in their hotel room the night before, scratching out.
Oh, I'm sure they did
different lines. Oh,
you gotta come up with the
how
right
much
one
would
for
you
that
love
moment.
that, Betty? Oh my,
what I dream of.
God.
And then and on the television broadcast, really nice. And then Jim Nantz basically doesn't say anything for 7 minutes.
7 minutes,
and just lets Rory, the scene, just paint its own picture as he's greeted by his family, his friends, hugs for everybody as he's walking up to the clubhouse, and just seeing that emotion continuing to pour out of him. And him and Trevor Immelman don't say a word for the 7 minutes, and we just soak it all in. I thought it was some of the best television coverage, some of the greatest TV drama and theater that I have ever witnessed.
Yeah, it's a man. Everyone was talking about, that's the weight of the world off his shoulders, as far as golf goes. Everyone's got their own issues in life, but as far as the golf world goes, nobody will ever take a career Grand Slam away from him. And joins again the most elite company. It's the best drama. It's the best golf tournament. There's just nothing better. There's just nothing better than a Sunday at the Masters with golf like that. It's like you said, it's as gut wrenching and nerve wracking as watching your team play a World Series. I mean, it's just sickening. You're sick to your stomach, especially if you had money on it, or like if you have a pick dynasty league like I do, and I had Rory. I was very happy to see him win it. It is such good theater. Such good theater.
Did I pull anybody in? Everyone's wondering, what's Paulie doing during all this? He's not on camera right now.
What happened?
Is he?
I just took myself off.
Yeah, because it's not because it's golf talk.
Why did you take yourself off?
Just disappear.
Because I had less than nothing to contribute, and
boy.
I didn't want to see the eyes rolling back.
Did I not? Did I not compel
You did that on purpose?
Did I not draw you in with my tale of Rory's final round? Not at all. People are going, Paulie just taking a hit off Penn Higgins. So while Ben talks about golf.
Jesselyn, can we talk Padres now?
Played Minesweeper over there.
We did. We talked Padres for the first hour. We're going to get back.
We're getting right back to Padres talking.
That was awesome, though. That was an awesome tourney.
I mean,
it always is.
It was about as good as it gets, I think, in terms of golf. It's not going to. I don't know that we can top that kind of theater that we saw.
I know. It was so good.
All right, we're going to take a time out. We will get back to baseball. First, though, we got Don't Do This coming up in our next segment. I loved a moment from the NBA and TNT. It's going away.
Yeah.
Officially. Last official regular season show for Ernie Johnson. He had some beautiful words for everybody that's been involved in that show for so many years. So we'll have that and more coming up after a check of traffic. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Monday morning, you got the Monday blues, looking for something fun to do, maybe to spice up the start of your week. You could always make a plan, maybe after work, to head down to 7 Mile Casino. It's really easy to get to. You don't have to, carve 3 hours out of your day for the long drive. You can just get down there, play a little bit, and then leave. And you don't feel like you wasted a bunch of time in the car trying to find somewhere that's like 45, 50 minutes away in the East County.
That's exactly right. Obviously, with the team playing at home, great place to go pregame, postgame. It's got everything you're looking for at 7 Mile Casino. They got the California style blackjack, the pie guy, the baccarat, the Texas Hold'em, everything you want. No cigarette smoke blowing in your face, no cigar smoke blowing in your face, no slot machines ringing in your ears. We talk about it all the time. Best part, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Absolutely. Please check it out today. Enjoy it with friends, TVs. The patio is fantastic. There's plenty of different reasons to head out to 7 Mile Casino. Hit the 5 South Chula Vista Bay Boulevard. It's on the west side of the freeway. You can't miss it. Pull right into the parking lot. It's 7 Mile Casino, 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't
leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die. Set up a Trust and Will at Trust and Will online. No, set up a Trust or Will online. I messed it up this time. Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. This is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, I will start today. I will say you made me a little nervous on Saturday. You were coming in hot. I knew you would for our night in the entertainment suite at Petco Park.
Wait, this is about me?
Yeah, you had 2 T-ball games to coach, so I was definitely knowing you were going to be a little bit on the later side.
I had a lot on my plate.
You had a lot on your plate. Yeah, but you just told us a story that you really have to get better at this. You lost your car again downtown.
Mm-hmm.
A Padres game.
I did.
Stop. Why? How does this keep happening to you?
So I knew where we were sitting, and I didn't want to park in a certain spot. So I put in my GPS, let's find a parking lot near the team store, because that's where I was going in. You got on Harbor. You can't go right off of Harbor once the game's going. You can't go. So I was just pinched in. So I went and I parked at the Hilton, and I walked across the bridge. But I went up, paid the exorbitant $50 to park, by the way, walked all the way across, ended up walking way farther than I would have had I just parked in the MTS lot, and made my way into the suite. And then after it was over, when I left, I forgot where I parked. And I had
you knew you were at the Hilton at least, right?
I knew I was in the Hilton parking garage. Yeah,
Sculpins will get you.
I had no Sculpins. I had a Coca-Cola and a water. And I walked back up into the parking lot, and I was in my wife's car, by the way. She doesn't have the fob with the panic button or the lock button. So I didn't realize what a crutch that was for me in my life. I need it everywhere I go. And I started pacing up, down, second level. Did I go second level, third level? Was I on the third level? Oh, wait, this is multi-tiered, and it's multi-colors on both sides. It's a really confusing parking lot. It's like Horton Plaza. If you ever park there.
Oh, the old Horton Plaza lot.
You better take a picture.
Vegetables or fruits?
I don't exactly. So I took me like 25 minutes of walking around, listening to the game on my phone.
And this isn't the first time this has happened.
No.
You once were lost downtown looking for your car.
For like an hour. My phone was dying too. It was awful. So I'm a little bit forgetful.
Meanwhile, now I've been instructed that I need to bring this up from our boss, Michael. So we're down in the Petco Entertainment Suite, which is right at the bottom of the Western Metal Supply Company in the corner. It was amazing, by the way. I didn't realize. I thought it wouldn't be a great view of the game. I mean, you're sitting in the corner of the field. It was incredible. I mean, you felt like you could reach out and touch Jason Hayward.
It was crazy
out there in left field. It was amazing. And then Chef Phil at Petco Park comes and brings just this beautiful spread of all the new menu items they want us to try.
Yeah.
The lobster rolls, the Deckman tacos and ceviche, the sliders, the pretzel slider with the pastrami and the beer cheese, which was phenomenal. And he lays it all out and he kind of talks about each of the items. And then Woodsy's just the first one right in there.
Yeah.
When there's we got 30, 35 people in there, and he is right in there grabbing the first lobster roll before anybody else has touched any food.
He said eat.
Someone does have to be first. It's always awkward because someone has to be first.
He said, all right.
But the person who's first always commits the faux pas of being first.
I didn't feel it was a faux pas. I feel like let's get this thing moving. Everyone's standing around with Chef Phil. These guys got to get back to work. And they're like, Chef Phil, can I ask you a couple questions? What was your creative inspiration for these sliders that you made? Let the dude go back to work. Let's eat.
But when you anytime if you're going to dinner at someone's house and there's like a buffet station, you're never supposed to be the first. That's what my mother taught me.
I rarely am, but
don't
that night,
be the first person at the buffet line.
Like I just wanted to get it in me and get it not over with because it was really good. I just, let's get this thing going.
The problem is if everybody
How did you gain all the weight?
If everybody followed what their mother said, don't be the first person.
No one would eat.
No one would ever eat. That's a problem.
Bro, you should have seen. There was like 20 air staff there. The jackals. They pillaged.
No one eats like radio.
Nobody
people, especially when the food is free.
Yeah, man. They pillaged this thing. I did get a chance to have the banana pudding, and it was
I
brought me to my knees.
I don't know why people haven't been hyping it up more. It's like real southern banana pudding with vanilla wafers.
It's ungodly.
In the whipped cream, in the helmet cup.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best ballpark desserts of all time.
It's the best ballpark dessert I've ever had.
I think you're probably right. It was so good.
It made my knees weak, man. It was so good.
Yeah. I love vanilla wafers too.
I do too. It was all deadly, man.
I said it was the best ballpark treat that I've ever had at a sporting event.
There's no question about it.
You have to get it. People were tweeting all
Where do you
get that? It's at the Seaside Market location on the first base side.
They sell out, so get there. Like when you get to the ballpark, go
do
get
dessert first.
Do dessert first. It's worth it.
Get your banana pudding and then figure out what you're going to eat afterwards because they seem to sell out of that really quickly. And you can see why. I mean, it's also in a little helmet cup, which was, it's way better than a helmet sundae, honestly.
Oh, man, it was so good. This is a pretty insane don't do this that I saw Friday. You guys were playing golf. I was working on the roast, and I was on Twitter. And I saw that television news station, KTLA.
Oh, my God.
Just tweeted out the N-word, plural. That's it. That was the tweet. Blank. Tweeted it out. And I went.
Making some sort of larger point?
I have they just tweeted it out. And I saw it. I went.
They were hacked.
I said, yeah, right. They must have been hacked. And then you see the follow-up. KTLA experienced a technical error while adding language filters to our social media accounts, resulting in an offensive word being accidentally shared. We are appalled and apologize that this occurred. Obviously, it lives forever because screenshots and everything else.
And so in their attempt to make sure that it never got out,
they tweeted it out. And so I ask you this, Paulie, if you're going to put, because I know nothing about, you can I know you can block where, if I get tired of hearing about Shohei Ohtani, I can put in block that from my Twitter.
Block,
and I feel like I feel like you still see stuff. I don't know that I've muted many words, but I don't know how to set up a corporate account. Is this a legit excuse, do you think?
I have no idea.
No idea?
I really don't.
It's just weird that it's one word and it was tweeted. It wasn't 50 words that they're trying to.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that you go into the settings and type words that you don't want to appear in your timeline, right? But I don't know how that results in hitting the compose, start a post,
right,
and put it out
and then,
there.
Bam, the first word,
and then hit send. I don't know.
It was. I saw it and I went. Ugh.
People have lost their jobs over less.
Oh yeah. That was something. Go ahead, Ben.
All right, finally a little do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
NBA regular season wrapped up over the weekend. Play-in tournament begins tomorrow, Woods. You got your 7-8 games with Atlanta at Orlando and Memphis at Golden State.
Thank God.
Clippers beat the Warriors in the last day to cinch the 5th seed. The Clippers and Nuggets will face off in the first round. Lakers are in the 3rd seed. They'll play Ant and the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. But with the end of the regular season, also kind of the end of an era, they'll still have some playoff shows. But the NBA on TNT, of course, it's not completely going away. The guys are mostly staying together, but we'll be doing the show on ESPN next year. So it is the end of an era on TNT. And wrapping up their final show, Ernie came out to their big Atlanta compound. And it was on a stage, and they had all the staffers who had worked on the show, worked at TNT, Turner, over the years. And Ernie had some really heartfelt comments. You know how Ernie is. He is such a genuinely good dude, and I thought we'd pull a little bit of the end of what he had to say on their last regular season broadcast ever.
For the fans out there who they think NBA, and they think NBA on TNT. That's why it hurts tonight. To know that's gone after this next playoff run, and that's the business of basketball, I guess. But I will say this, no time for bitterness. It is time for appreciation. It's time for gratitude. And it has been my pleasure to be one of your coworkers, one of your teammates, and a part of this family. Love you.
Oh, man, when the old guys get shake voice like that, it gets me. I'm done. I mean, I'm absolutely. I had to tune it out because I didn't want to start getting choked up. I don't even work for the NBA, and he started talking about. I felt like I was part of the family when they start getting the like last week when you cried live on the radio.
Am I an old guy now?
It gets me. Yeah, when I see people, it's like vomit. If somebody vomits, I vomit. Yeah. If I see somebody crying,
when I saw Rory going yesterday,
got me so good.
It got me too.
So good.
And that is don't and do this for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we will get back to the Padres talk, the baseball talk, get to the first 2 games from the series over the weekend. More great pitching, including Kyle Hart. What a bounce back start he made on Saturday night. We'll talk about all that and more coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, it's time for your old pal Woodsy to put his money where his mouth is. Again, I woke up on Saturday and I said, well, what has happened to my knees? Both of my knees were rattling. Like they just felt like they were in so much pain. And it's time to throw up the bat signal and head on over to QC Kinetics and get treatment. And I'm not kidding. It's the first thing I will do this week is make an appointment because, again, you get a little older, the joint pain starts, and you want to make sure you kind of nip it in the bud. That's what QC Kinetics is really for. Did it with my wrists. I've never had an issue since. And so excited. I'm excited to go in, get treatment at QC Kinetics. Again, this is where I'm going to go anytime I have joint pain. If you're feeling the same way right now, you woke up, you're not feeling great, go in there, get a free consultation with them. They got appointments available in Torrey Hills and Hillcrest. It's a healthier life, free of harmful meds. That's their entire mission. Their science is so solid, gives you your life back. So if you got that pain in your joint, in any of your joints, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back, give them a call today at 619-614-PAIN. It's 619-614-PAIN. They are QC Kinetics. Now is the best time to get started. Again, it's 619-614-PAIN.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
All right, it is happening at 8:00. Everybody been waiting for Woodsy to pay off his wager with no one, essentially. No one goaded him into this. This was completely of your own doing.
Stupid. I always do this.
You volunteered.
Well, I just said, yeah, man. If they sweep you guys, I'll let you guys crack in it. I'll have egg on my face. Because I had everyone all panicked about the Rockies.
You would have signed up for 2 out of 3.
Oh God, in a heartbeat, dude. Yes, against that team. Oh my,
giving
God.
up a win. So.
Again, it's not that I don't believe in our boys or anything like that. People were taking victory laps. I got on the radio and was like, "There's no way we can beat." I was like, "Man, these guys make me nervous because they've had our number." And bro, happy to take the egg on my face.
The Rockies really only had 2 good things going for them this weekend.
The weather was nice.
Well, I'm sure they enjoyed their trip to San Diego. And Kyle Farmer was the extent of their offense.
Yeah.
And their new pitcher made his second career start. Chase Dollander.
Nasty.
Was pretty nasty.
He's nasty.
They can feel good about having a young pitching prospect who looks like he might be a pretty decent arm on the big league level. Of course, on Saturday, he gave up the leadoff home run to Fernando Tatis Jr., and that's all it turned out to be for the Padres to end up winning that game 2-0. But other than that, it was all Padres. So Woodsy's going to pay off his wager at 8:00.
We're just going to do it,
and he's going to wear egg on his face. We're going to be careful. You're going to put on we got some extra T-shirts.
I got T-shirts,
case.
some 97.3 The Fan shirts. I'll take them home and wash them.
We'll see. If the engineers are listening, I might be running down the hallway to stop us right now, but that's we've decided that we're just going to go for it at 8:00.
Yeah,
and then at 8:35, we'll be joined by Dennis Lynn, our Ben & Woods Linsider, to talk more Padres baseball. But let's go back to Saturday night's game. We were sitting in the suite. Don and Mudd were broadcasting from 2 floors above us on the balcony of the Western Metal Supply Company. Really fun night at the ballpark to see Fernando Tatis Jr. put on a show from the very first batter of the game. When he made an incredible catch, I thought there was no chance anyone was going to get to that ball, and made a sliding catch to begin the game, hit the home run to lead off the bottom of the first, and then in the top of the 9th inning, when the Rockies had their truly one and only chance this weekend to do anything. They got a couple of runners on against Robert Suarez. First hits he's given up all year long, 2 outs, tying runs on, Chris Bryant at the plate. And Bryant hits one pretty well down into the right field corner. I could not tell from our vantage point in the other corner. I wasn't sure if it was going to get out, if it was going to go off the wall, what was going to happen. And I'm watching Fernando chase back there, leap. And I could not, honestly, I did not know if he made the catch or not. I was unsure of whether the game was over. And I tried to look at the reaction. Jason Hayward starts, he celebrates for a second, but then he turns around and starts walking back to the outfield wait, did he not catch that? What's going on here? And I thought maybe they tied it with a double. Maybe it had bounced over the wall off his glove and the Padres were down. But eventually, after a moment, the shock wore off and they all started celebrating and high-fiving a 2-0 win. Just an incredible catch by Fernando to end that game. But I don't know that there's ever been bookend stars. A star to start the game and a star to finish the game.
Same guy.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, so good. So good. Kyle Hart was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Talk about a bounce back. Again, I do realize who he's pitching against, but we've seen it before. We have seen it before. He came out again, understood the mission that night, and just attacked the zone. And I couldn't be happier for him bouncing back after a really miserable start in Chicago, which is the exact same thing that happened to Nick Pivetta. Let's call those a wash at this point. And the way that they both rebounded this weekend was phenomenal.
Yeah, Jason Hayward got his first home run.
God, that was great to see
Good moment
live
for him. I think we're all really happy for him, whether he sticks all season long or not. I've enjoyed at least his presence with the San Diego Padres.
Yep.
I love talking to him at spring training. I do think he's a good thing for this team. He may not be the best solution full-time in the outfield, but if he hits a home run, gets a sac fly like he did yesterday, he still is showing that he can be productive on the big league level. And then another great night from the bullpen. A little bit of nervous time from Suarez, but Estrada and Adam both getting the job done. The defense was really terrific in that game. The only close one of the series as the Padres got the 2-0 win on Saturday night. We'll check traffic, and then we can go back to Friday. Even better pitching performance by the same. How do you pick of the 3 starting pitching performances this weekend? They were all fantastic. We'll talk about that next year on Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Still a few problems out here. Northbound side of the 5 before the 54. Collision over to the left shoulder, and an accident has cleared on westbound King Freeway at the northbound 5 connector. Westbound 52 past the 125 accident and clearing stage in the center divide, and on the coastline southbound 5 right before Encinitas Boulevard, truck accident over to the right shoulder. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Now, I will say Friday is the only game this season that I did not watch, because we were doing the roast on Friday night. Woods every time we got off the stage.
Yeah, we checked the score.
The stage, we were checking the score, and I remember Woods. It was 0-0, 0-0, and we're doing the roast, and all of a sudden Woods shows me his phone, and it's 6-0 Padres.
Just like that.
Wow, that happened fast, and that was due to the 6-run 5th inning off Germán Marquez, as the Padres just had one of those relentless innings that they're known for.
Who had just dominated this team. And again, was looking like after the first few innings, oh boy, here we go again with Germán Marquez.
I think they had 1 or 2 hits before that big inning.
Turning into Tom Seaver in his prime against the San Diego Padres. Whatever reason, feels comfortable on the mound at Petco, feels comfortable looking into that opposing dugout, seeing those uniforms come up. He was mowing them down, and then he wasn't until he didn't. The old power of friendship inning. It was just hit after hit after hit after hit. Guys
forced the Rockies into some mistakes.
Yep, forced them into some mistakes, which a bad team, a good team will capitalize on those, and the Padres did. And then it was off to the races for Nick Pivetta, man. He was spectacular.
Nicky P, huh?
Nicky P was really good. Really likes pitching at home in San Diego, Benny, with a 0.00 ERA.
His bad start in Sacramento could have been.
Wait,
wasn't it first game in Sacramento?
No, Chicago.
Last start in Chicago.
It was freezing.
That's
cold.
right. That's right. It was in Chicago. It could have been better. He got his way through 3 innings, and he was close. It wasn't like the Kyle Hart could not find the plate one. He was close, and I think Nick Pivetta is showing that he may be the real move that AJ Preller made this offseason, that it might have even saved the season, honestly. The depth that was lacking in the Padres starting rotation might have been the undoing of this team. Maybe it still will be, but at this point, adding Nick Pivetta to the mix looks like a godsend for the San Diego Padres right now.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Just pounded the zone, man. That's what he did. He said, executed the counts I needed to, tried to get back in the dugout as quickly as I could. His fastball topped out at 96, but he's a strike thrower. That's what he was. And let his defense make plays behind him. Same thing with Kyle Hart. They hit, I think, 8 balls of 96 miles an hour on him, but didn't matter, man. He let his guys make plays, and everyone's feeling really comfortable with the guys they have behind him right now. So it's such a recipe for success.
Kyle Hart I don't think he's ever going to be a dominating starter in the big leagues. But
he can get outs.
Hopefully, if he throws strikes and gets help from his defense, he can have more outings like we saw. But again, you're not asking him to be Michael King. you're asking him to be Kyle Hart, your fifth starter.
Yeah. Keep you in a ball game.
Try to keep you in a game, get you 5 or 6 innings, and give yourself a chance to win. And guess what? Padres have won all 3 of the games that Kyle Hart has started. Even the one where he only went 2/3 of an inning, they actually came back and won that one. So, by that definition, Kyle Hart has done his job that they need him to do.
Well, they were talking, watching the Red Sox thing that we talked a lot about on Friday, and we'll probably continue to talk about for a while, the Clubhouse on Netflix, highly recommended. Andrew Bailey in there talking to his pitchers, and I think it was Cutter Crawford. He goes, one thing I've learned, the best pitch, strike one. And that was Nicky P. First pitch strike to 20 of 25 batters that he faced. It's just incredible. Just pounding it.
Paulie had put on his prediction cap and was telling me he had a bit of a parlay together that included a Fernando Tatis Jr. home run. I hadn't even thought about that because he only missed 1 game plus the day off. But Paulie went with
it felt like
just
more.
missed 1 game. Yeah, he only missed the 1 game, and then we had the Thursday off, and then he came back on Friday. But Paulie remembered the old rule with Fernando Tatis Jr. when he's coming back from an injury.
It's Fernando Tatis Jr.
Always hits home run
every time.
And he was right. Fernando hit his 3rd of the season, added his 4th the next day, and he had his usual, hey, I'm back in the lineup, better do something spectacular, and got it done on Friday night.
Oh yeah, no, it's just that's an easy one to make.
Yeah, if you
any sort of absence, whether it's 1, 2 games, 10 games, whatever. Fernando likes to come back and have a flair for the dramatic.
Injury, just
doesn't
whatever. Matter. The last year, remember, he didn't do it the first game, but then the second game he had a walk-off.
I'd love to know the actual statistics.
Yeah, it feels like it because it does. The feeling that you get is that every time he comes off, a day off or maybe he's a little banged
shoulders
up.
a little banged up. He's gonna sit for 2 games, comes back, boom,
and
then does it again on Saturday. You're like, well, I guess that shoulder's feeling okay.
Got the flair for the dramatic. Yes,
and another Gavin Sheets home run on Friday night.
Yep.
His second. Definitely feels like he is strictly platoon option.
Yeah.
They want him in there against righties. They don't really need to see him against lefties. So, but getting it done when he's getting that platoon option. So here the Padres are at 13-3, 10 games above 500, the best record in baseball, but you better have a really good record if you're going to play in the National League, because here we are, 10th of the way through the season. Did you know that there are no American League teams have won 10 games yet? Not a single one of them.
Incredible.
5 have won 10 games in the National League. So if you're hoping to make the postseason, it's not like you can really slow down at all in the National League.
It's a frenetic pace right now. I mean, in the NL, it is just it's insane. And what's the Dodgers record right now?
Dodgers dropped to 11-6.
11-6
with their loss yesterday.
I mean, again, if you start the season 11-6, you're like, all right, we're 5 games above 5, which is pretty good. And then you look up and there's 2 teams above you. The West is going to be a bloodbath. Man.
So the Dodgers dropped 2 of 3. They're actually 3-6 after their 8-0 start to the season. After losing the series to the Cubs, who Cubs look like a good team well.
They really do.
They have a good chance to win that Central, although they had a huge blow this weekend as Justin Steele is going to have season-ending elbow surgery. I don't think they know, is it the full Tommy John, but whatever it is,
he's done.
It's reconstruction, and he is done for the year, which is a horrible blow for a team that is really playing good baseball right now. I mean, the Cubs with Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong look like a completely different club and look to me like a fairly massive favorites in the National League Central this year. We thought the Reds might be they're around 500. The Brewers look like they've definitely taken a bit of a step back this year. The Pirates aren't making the move early, at least. I mean, it's very early in the year, but the Cubs definitely seem like the class of that division. But I mean, the Mets look good. The Braves have gotten off to the slow start. Does anyone think that the Braves aren't going to figure it out at some point? Spencer Strider is back, I believe, on this Wednesday is the expected his first start of the year. They're going to get on a roll at some point. So you've just got more good teams in the National League than you have playoff spots at the end of the year. Even the Diamondbacks, they just finished a series win over the Brewers.
They're 9-7
comebacks. They've got a winning record as well. They were down 4-0 on Saturday night going to the bottom of the 9th inning and found a way to win that game 5-4. Rallied again yesterday. Diamondbacks are definitely a good team as well. So
makes your stomach hurt, man. It really does. It makes your stomach hurt looking at some of the teams. I mean, the Chicago Cubs, they put up
the Phillies. I forgot the Phillies.
Phillies are 9-6 right now. You look at the Cubs and what they've been able to score, Ben. They've scored 116 runs, which is by far the most in Major League Baseball. Now, they had a 16-0 win against the Dodgers. Take that out. They've scored 100 runs, which is by far more runs than anybody else in baseball. So, I mean, they're finding ways to do it as well. They've got a really good lineup. This is a huge, huge series and a huge start tonight for Dylan Cease.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, you've got 7 or 8 looking like really quality teams in the NL and 6 playoff spots. And you have like 3 quality teams in the American League. It's going to be a real bitter disappointment for a couple of teams in the NL that don't, if they continue to play like this, that don't make the postseason. Because not all of the Mets, Philly, let's throw the Braves out. Let's say they never recover. Even if they don't, Mets, Phillies, Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks,
and Cubs.
The Cubs can win the division. They're probably safe. But in terms of those other teams, one of them will miss the playoffs at least.
Correct.
And that's just the math of it.
The thing for the Pods now is the injuries are starting to stack a little bit, and it's not what you want. With Crony being out, God knows how long that's going to be. No problem. Iglesias slides right in. You feel like you're not missing much. With Lockridge being out now, and again, we have not got an update yet, but I believe it's a hamstring as well. Kind of pulled up, running, trying to beat out a double play. He's filled in really nicely in center field. Now, the offense isn't there, but he can get a bunt down and do things to help you win a ball game. He's going to hit in the 8-9 hole, whatever. Who slides in there? Is it Tyler Wade in center field? Is it Jason Hayward? So,
Iggy Rosario's been playing center like his first 2 games ever over the weekend, but he's not hitting right now. I don't know that you want to bring him up and put him back on the 40-man roster just to fill in for a few games. So is it Tyler Wade for the next week?
Defense is going to suffer a little bit, but again, that the team's identity has been next man up, and I don't expect it to change, at all. Oh, this is my opportunity. I'm going to make the most out of it. That's Schilt Bowl right there in a nutshell. Like, hey man, this guy's down. We got to pick him up. The reserves have played so well.
That's correct.
The bench guys have played so well, thrust into starting roles. It's certainly a fun thing to watch, but you have to be able to weather this storm.
There's always a limit.
Yeah, there's a limit to how much you can take.
Every team has a limit to depth.
Yep.
The Dodgers have the probably least limit of any team, but even they have already run into situations. I would have never thought the Dodgers would suffer the worst home loss in franchise history, and they've done it already.
Yep.
They had Miguel Rojas pitching the last 2 innings. He was doing bits.
He did bits out there.
You're down double digits, and you're doing bits and copying. I mean, was it funny? A little bit.
A little bit.
Doing his Roki, doing his Glass now, doing his Snell out there.
His Yamamoto.
I don't know that that's the time, though. I mean, maybe if you're up 11-0, you can do a couple of bits, but when you're down double digits and you're giving up 5 more runs, maybe not the best look, Miguel Rojas.
Well, you'd never know because Major League Baseball tweeted it immediately. Even people were like, Woodsy, can you believe they found a way to glaze the Dodgers losing 16? Oh my God, look how funny Miguel Rojas is out there doing bits. Yeah. All right.
Crazy to see when you look at the standings and the expanded standings, the run differential, the Dodgers with 0.
Yeah, I mean, the 16 run loss is huge, but yeah, they're basically a 500 team that's gotten lucky, is what that means.
Is what that says.
It's a little early, even for me, to look at run differential at this point in the season. It does matter. Well, I mean, 80 to 100 games in. At this point, it's just random noise.
It is.
Actually, it doesn't matter even 80.
By the way, it's always random noise.
No, it does matter.
No, it's always random noise.
We proved that 2 years ago.
No, I think there's a true correlation, 95% of the time with run differential and a team's record at the end of the season.
No, it's funny.
Padres were the exception to the rule,
right?
A couple of years ago.
I did have Dodger fans tweeting me last night. Please rip the Dodgers tomorrow. Please rip the Dodgers. And it's so early. They'll get healthy. The Padres need to get healthy. They need to figure out a way because it's again, you think, it's just Brandon Lockridge, but it's like, yeah, there's one more guy that you got to now, find a spot for somebody else.
1-4 in a row without Jackson Merrill, who arguably was their best player to start the season. Now, Jake out as well. I mean, this is impressive. What the Padres are doing. It's legitimately impressive what they are doing.
The shutouts too. Insane. 6 shutouts this season.
6 shutouts at home already this season.
Bananas.
When you're compared to the 1875 Browns Stockings with how good your pitching has been,
it's hard to do better than that.
You know you're doing something right early in the season, and none of us
remember those days.
None of us would have
Two bits, kids.
We were hoping the pitching would get by.
They're thriving.
And they're thriving. They've been dominant.
Hey, by the way, just so you guys know, nobody knows anything. When they try to talk about baseball, nobody knows anything.
Including my co-host, who was pretty sure the Rockies were going to come in and kick some butt, at least take 2 out of 3 from your San Diego Padres. And he said, hey, if I'm wrong, I'll have egg on my face.
Literally.
On Monday morning. So when we come back,
let's do it.
The egg will be on Woods' face.
I don't think anyone's here because,
it's
Monday.
Right.
Why would they be? Why would they be?
No one stopped us yet.
All right, here we go.
We're going to do it when we come back. Woods takes the eggs on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we're halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. A victory Monday, a sweep Monday, a perfect Monday. I mean, just an incredible weekend out at Petco Park. Fans showed up in droves to watch our San Diego Padres handle business. And that's what it was. It was a handling of business. Took care of the teams so far you needed to take care of. Tonight, it gets a little bit rougher. You know, the Cubs are coming in hot. Dylan Cease on the bump, looking for a reclamation start, and freshly shorn face. Looks very, very weird without any facial hair, but we will see how that plays tonight. Maybe he's feeling more free and easy. Baseball players are weird. They do stuff like that. They switch their socks. They wear a different belt. They go no batting gloves. They mix it up.
Baseball players are the weirdest of any professional athlete, right?
No question. Maybe golf too, but like
I finished the Clubhouse.
Yep.
We've talked about it all last week as well. The Red Sox documentary on Netflix. Finished the 8th episode yesterday. It was terrific. And my takeaway is baseball players are so weird.
They're so weird. It's a long season. I mean, 162 games.
I get it. You got to break it up a little bit.
You got to.
But I don't imagine a lot of NBA players or football. Maybe football players. They're goofy.
I think but baseball, just that routine.
They take it to another level.
Yeah, they really do. They sleep with their bats. Like, they do weird stuff. What are you doing right now?
JR just walked in.
No, he didn't.
He did. He just walked around the corner there. I don't know if he knows what's going on, but
did he look?
He didn't look.
All right, well, let's go.
JR's our engineer.
Let's
We're
just
worried.
get it done.
Okay, we're going to just get it done. All right.
There you go.
So Woods promised that if the Rockies got swept, that he'd have egg on his face.
Close the door.
He'd wear a couple of eggs. I think it should be 3 because of the 3 eggs on the scoreboard, but let's just get it done.
I think you just shut your pie hole. How about that? Smash it, but
smash it right on your head.
Just right here.
All right.
Ready?
Oh God! Why'd you do it so effing hard, dude? Jesus Christ! It sprayed everywhere.
Turn on your microphone so everyone can hear this. That was really hard.
God.
I'll try to go a little gentler, but I don't want to have to do it like 4 times.
Hurry!
Oh yeah.
All right, now I can't open my eyes.
Oh, by the way, thanks for the 3 pieces of Kleenex, Ben.
Oh,
they're wet wipes.
I can't open
but
my
they're dry.
Oh.
All right, clean it up before anyone sees us. We don't want to get in trouble here.
Oh, I got yolk all over me.
What did you think was going to happen?
God, idiot.
I like the 94-9 shirt you put on during the break.
Is it actually? Oh, Paulie, you went too hard.
Paulie went a little hard.
He went way hard. That actually stung.
Yeah, I mean, that looked like it was painful.
Yeah, it cleans up nice, though. You don't even know. You don't even know.
You look good.
Somebody said egg yolk is good for the scalp.
It is.
We didn't get anything on the microphones. We're good. Okay.
It's really all in one. Now you can just pull it off and then wipe your head a little bit. There's a little bit in your hair.
I need a couple more
wet wipes.
There's some Kleenex. That's
some Kleenex.
I don't know how much that's going to help.
Here. Dry it off there. Would you care to make any predictions for the Padres Cubs series while we're at it?
Yeah, if we sweep, I can kick you in the nuts as hard as I can. It's so grimy.
That was it was a pricey bit, as this carton of eggs cost $10. Although I bought the ones that were about to expire, so they slapped the 25% off sticker last night at Vaughn. So saved $2.50 on the $10 carton of eggs.
Paulie had some anger behind that.
Yeah, there was like
a hidden meaning behind that. Oh my God!
Good news for you.
This is my
PMB
chance.
says Woods has really been going to the gym. Yeah, you're showing it off there.
I look like that British girl. Never mind.
Gracie says you're yoked.
Bonnie Blue.
Get it?
I look like Bonnie Blue. Paulie.
In more ways than one. I love it. A good double entendre. You're yoked.
God. It's right in my crotch too. The yolk is.
That was all Paulie.
Right.
Paulie went way too hard.
I got to go back and watch.
I mean,
the video.
I was a little worried that going too soft would then require 4 cracks.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure to do the old tap 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 tap, and
I wanted to make
hit
sure
you like
one and
6
done.
times. Paulie was sure it was going to be 1.
All right. Look, I mean, there's not a.
All right.
A little bit of shell. That's it.
No one's going to know. Be all the wiser.
I remember when I said I would take those shirts and take them home and wash them. I threw them in the garbage. So you guys can dock my check for 3 station T-shirts
that will no longer be given away at a future promotion.
G. Williams says, "What's a yolk?" See, we've had this discussion before. I call it a yolk.
What?
My wife calls it a yolk.
Yolk.
I say
Egg
yolk.
yolk.
Egg yolk. That's what I say.
There's an L in it.
How do you say FOLKS?
Folk dancing.
No. F like hello, my
the folks.
You say folks, I say folks.
Yeah, the folks.
And she always busts my chops about it.
It's funny. I would say like my parents are my folks, but if you
They're my folks.
If you went to watch like people doing traditional dancing in their country,
folk dancing. Right? Why isn't it folk dancing?
I don't know.
I say yolk. Egg yolk.
Egg yolk.
And she always busts my chops about it.
Is the L silent? I don't know.
I can't tell you how much yolk is in my crotch right now.
We're on talk radio though. We're not on talk radio.
Talk radio.
Talk radio.
It's talk radio.
Talk radio.
Hey, let's you and I. I don't say let's you and I have a talk. It's a talk. Let's have a talk.
Let's have a talk.
We're gonna have a talk today. We are gonna have a talk today.
Talk.
There's
talk
no L
radio.
there. Talk radio.
Talk radio.
It's starting to crisp. It's starting to crisp around my.
So you cook your Chinese food in a wok,
but
you go for a walk.
Dummy. One has an L, one doesn't.
I just don't say. I guess I never pronounce the L. I go for a walk.
You go for a walk.
I go for a walk. I cook my food in a walk.
A walk.
The one has an L, one doesn't.
I don't say it any different.
But
That's
they
weird.
don't. They still sound the same.
How do you say CAULK?
Caulk.
It's caulk, obviously.
Jesus, Ben.
I just don't pronounce the I guess I just don't pronounce the L. Is
You're
that a Southern California
You're
accent?
saying words that like you're saying like one has an L, one does not.
I get that.
So obviously they can be pronounced different because you have an extra letter in one.
Sometimes the L is silent though, isn't it? Is it a silent L or
No.
not a silent
When
L?
is an L ever silent? It's a walk. Yolk rhymes with Coke. No, it's yolk. It's an egg yolk.
Yolk does when it's YOKE.
Yeah, that's like a yolk.
The oxen.
That's correct.
That's definitely no L in that word.
Man, that hurt a little.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I forgive you. I don't want to do that anymore, though.
Uh-oh. Our big boss Michael just texted, just says what, and then an egg emoji.
It's clean in here.
It's so we're
clean.
good. We're good.
I mean, there's really you can find no evidence.
We're good.
It's all on my person.
If anyone, if JR wants to make omelets with the remaining 10 eggs,
no, please don't.
We're good to go.
Remember when I vomited from the last
I will
one?
donate those. They need to be used today though, because they're going to go bad tomorrow. So bring in the wok, and you can make some omelets this morning.
Oh man, that's great. We don't pronounce T's either in California. Sacramento is Sacramento. That's true. I've heard that as well. How do you pronounce North? It's North. Now this is okay. This might get me. NORFOLK. They say Norfolk.
They do.
That's how they say it.
That is how they say it.
If I was to read, I would say Norfolk. But they pronounce it's the way that they pronounce their city. Like Prescott, Arizona is spelled Prescott, but they pronounce it Prescott. Nevada, they say Nevada. If you're living in Las Vegas, you say you live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you say Nevada,
Isn't it Nevada?
It's
think
Nevada.
It is Nevada.
But it's you could say
Do
Nevada.
other people say Nevada?
Yeah, like the people that aren't from there.
I mean, they get really mad at Gonzaga when you say Gonzaga.
Right. Anyway. Well, that bet's over. Thank God. I'm not doing any bets for the Cubs series.
Fair enough. By the way, Saturday night, I also, because we were at the Padres game, didn't get to see much of the SDFC game. Lost 3-2 at the Colorado Rapids on Saturday night.
I got home. I looked at the score. Well, I looked at the score before I left the Padres game, and I went, "What in the hell just happened?" Down 3-0, and I went,
"No, it was 1-1, and then it was 3-1.
3-1.
It became 3-1 pretty quickly,
and then we ended up scoring a goal late to get back in the mix, but no points for that one, buddy.
No road points. Playing at
bummer.
altitude. Look, I watched the highlights. Definitely felt like that might have been an impact over the course of the 90 minutes. It's the highest altitude in MLS, and you are running, what did they say, about 10 miles all around during the game, so that can't be an easy experience. And it's not the end of the world to lose every once in a while. They've only lost 2 of their 8 matches so far that they've played in franchise history.
Can we ban professional sports in Colorado?
That would be nice.
It's just kind of my idea to make just life better for everyone. No, it's funny because the Padres kind of reversed the curse on the Rockies, and then we end up getting beat by a Colorado team with STFC. But yeah, got to find a way to rebound, get back in the win column. We have a very awesome special thing for you guys, and I believe it's going to kick off this Friday. I'm waiting on final confirmation from said guest, and it will become a regular feature on Ben and Woods that you guys will very, very, very much enjoy on every Friday,
especially if you're inclined to talk SDFC
and some other things.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Wave lost 2-0 at home at Snapdragon Stadium on Saturday, but Sockers did win last night. They are 1 win away from a 17th championship in franchise history.
Last night wasn't the last one. Did they go on the road?
So it's a best of 3 series.
Okay.
So now they have to go on the road next Sunday down south in Mexico against the Chihuahua Savage.
What is the Savage?
The Savage.
Is the R silent? I thought the R in Savage was silent. Is it not?
Brock points out,
Savage.
Could, should, would.
You don't say wold.
You don't say wold, so that the L is definitely silent
cold
in those words.
Damn it, you're right. I don't know. Seals lost.
Or are they the C's?
Oh, the C's. The C's lost. Playoffs are looking potentially like a distant memory.
8 teams make the playoffs, so they're not going to sneak in still. They got to win this week.
I don't know.
This is a big one. Last home game, right? It is fan appreciation night. Playing the team you just lost to is, I believe they're Albany, right?
Yes.
Or is it
Firewolves.
Albany? Or is it Albany?
Albany.
Albany. Playing Albany again, and they're a game behind the Seals, but if they beat the Seals, they have the same record and the tiebreaker. So that might be a win and in situation for the Seals on Friday night for the last game, home game of the season.
It's a big one for your old pal Woodsy.
Is it?
We haven't talked about it yet.
Should we talk about it?
Yep.
All right, we got a couple minutes here.
Want to do it here?
Make the announcement. Yeah.
No, I'll do it next.
Okay. We're going to tease it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Woods has got an announcement for us.
Big announcement.
And then we'll play some Take on Woods.
Yep.
In our next segment. If you'd like to be our contestant, 833-288-0973.
Oh, we can do it here. We got
833-288-0973. We got a couple minutes here. We can do it. I don't think it's necessarily needs to be teased. Let's make the announcement.
It's that's it for me. Friday, hanging them up.
Last game as the public address announcer for the San Diego Seals.
Yeah, buddy.
After what? 6 seasons.
Yep.
The only announcer you've ever had. You missed 1 game this year.
I did.
But, otherwise, you've been behind the microphone for every single game that they have had in their franchise history since the franchise was born.
Yes.
And now you are walking away.
That's it for me. It's
well, they have to win then.
Yeah, they do.
They've been so close on the cusp of titles, but they have not gotten it done. Don't you want your championship ring?
Of course I do. It's all I ever wanted. I fell massively in love with the team. They've taken such good care of me over the years. I've had such a great time doing it. I leave it all out there every game. But for me, my kids are starting to play a lot more sports. Friday nights Bo plays football on Friday nights, and I can't rationalize it anymore of like missing his football games. His baseball thing is going to heat up pretty soon. Taylor's starting to play more sports. And I can't be away from home Fridays and Saturdays, man. I don't get all that much time. Those are the moments that like they never come back. And I've already had to miss a couple of things that kind of made me sick to my stomach missing. And so for me, like it's, family first, obviously. And I've loved it, man. I have had such a great time. And I love the players. I love the organization. They've treated me like absolute gold. And I'll be really bummed. I will be really emotional Friday because I love being down there.
Well, they are currently in a 4-way tie for 7th place. The top 8 make the playoffs. So absolutely like must-win game this Friday night.
And it potentially with it being, and listen, we could make the playoffs and end up having to go on the road. And if you lose, that's it. I mean, hopefully I get to call another playoff game, but my last regular season game will be on Friday. Oh, it sucks, dude. I started getting choked up a couple weeks ago when I was there. I was like, man, I really love this. I really have a fun time doing it. But
is this news to them right now?
I talked to the higher ups there.
All right, so they know.
They knew.
All right.
So I'm gonna
fan appreciation night. It should be Woods appreciation.
No,
night
this is not about me. It's about the fans. But I'm gonna absolutely bring the heat.
I know you will.
The heat on Friday night. I cannot
know you
wait.
will. All right. Again, phone lines are open for Take on Woods. We'll put some callers on hold during our break. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We got our 5-question musical trivia challenge coming up in just a moment. First, we'll get a check of traffic. It is Ben Higgins, Stephen Woods, and Paul Rind on San Diego's number one.
Powell Rind.
Powell Rind.
Yeah.
That's right, Powell Rind.
Say it right.
So close.
Powell Rind on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'm going to tell you about sdfatloss.com. Their spring special is going on right now. If you want to lose weight, lose it fast, the way I did, and lose it sustainably, you can do so by following the program at sdfatloss.com. Get $200 off right now and lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. For me, that was 40 pounds in 60 days. Did it over a year and a half ago, and I have kept every single pound off. I got even more compliments when we were at the game on Saturday. It feels great to get those compliments. Mostly it just feels great to feel great and have more energy, less back pain, so many good things that come along with weight loss, plus, heart health, the good stuff. I want to keep you alive a little bit longer. Losing weight is the way to do it. And sdfatloss.com is a doctor-developed, easy-to-follow program with no drugs or injections, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, or exercise requiring. Just follow your counselor's recommendation, eat food you normally would eat, like steak and chicken, and lose the weight fast. Go to sdfatloss.com, schedule your free consultation. Do it today at sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Got our Lynn Sider, Ben and Woods Padres Lynn Sider. Dennis Lynn from The Athletic is going to join us at the bottom of the hour as the Padres continue this historic start, 10-0 at home to begin the season, 13-3 overall, best record in all of baseball. And they've actually opened up, if I check my standings right now, a 1.5 game lead over the Giants, who are 11-4, and a 2.5 game lead over the Dodgers, and 4 games over the Diamondbacks, who are all really good teams in the NL West. I mean, it's shaping up to be a terrific division this year. Too terrific, actually.
Yeah, too rich for my blood.
It's the last division you want to be in this year.
Correct.
Right now, the Diamondbacks, who are in 4th place, would be tied for first in the AL East, which is usually considered the best division. They'd be tied with the Blue Jays, who are 9-7 and in first place right now in that division.
9-7 is a decent start to the season. You're like figuring it out. Guys are, you got some new guys. Like guys are figuring out their pitch mix and whatever. You're like, all right, 9-7, we'll take that. To be 13-3, have a little breathing room is pretty interesting for the San Diego Padres.
You clean up nicely. No one would even know that you just had egg on your face.
My hair is so crispy.
But it always kind of looks crispy the way you put your product in, so it doesn't change much. So how do you feel?
If we had like a hair dryer right now and we just held it on your hair, would we start seeing some scrambled eggs?
Oh yeah, it's in there. I feel like I need to take a shower.
Are you mentally prepared though for a little game of Take on Woods?
Absolutely.
All right, then let's get to it. All right, let's go today. We've got Charlie. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Charlie, you're a contestant for Take on Woods. It is brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. We got you 3 categories and your chance to qualify for our grand prize drawing of a 2-night stay at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, $150 gift card, and your choice of concert tickets to either Disturbed, Ghost, or Pantera. Get your tickets for all three shows now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, Charlie, Woods is gone. You get to pick the category and whatever direction you want to go here. We've got Curious George, 5 musical artists with George somewhere in their name. 1980s duets, pretty self-explanatory. And A Call to Arms, 5 song titles and artists that include the word arms somewhere in the name. So Curious George, 1980s duets, or A Call to Arms, Charlie?
Let's do Curious George.
Curious George. Okay, today we're featuring 5 musical artists with George somewhere in their name. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. First question is the 2-second song. Paulie's going to play some music. You need to give me the song title and the artist with George in their name to score that point. If you don't know one, you can always pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. You versus Woods, same 5 questions. If you beat or tie them, you're in the drawing for the grand prize. Charlie, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Paulie, you good to go? All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock in the category Curious George. Charlie, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
George Foreman, Bad to the Bone.
Not George Foreman, George Thorogood. He sounds much older, but which English singer was still a teenager when his 2013 single Budapest became a worldwide hit?
Oh God, George. I was going to throw a random name out there. George McElroy.
Incorrect. Which performer, whose given last name is O'Dowd, rose to prominence as the lead singer of Culture Club?
Pass.
Nicknamed the King of Country Music, which performer is known for classics like the ballad Amarillo by Morning?
Pass.
Which jazz musician had a breakthrough R&B hit with the 1980 song Give Me the Night?
George Foreman.
Incorrect. Which performer whose given last name is O'Dowd rose to prominence as the lead singer of Culture Club?
George.
Oh boy. George would have been the answer. Boy George was Culture Club. George Ezra was the Budapest singer. Bad to the Bone by George Thorogood and the Destroyers. George Strait is the King of Country Music. George Benson, Give Me the Night. You've got no hope on this one. I'm sorry.
I don't think,
Charlie, you've got 0 hope today. But we'll see how Woods does. Same 5 questions. See how tough this category really is. All right, let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Charlie.
Bad to the Bone, George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Correct. He sounds much older, but which English singer was still a teenager when his 2013 single Budapest became a worldwide
George
hit?
Ezra.
Correct. Which performer, whose given last name is O'Dowd, rose to prominence as the lead singer of Culture Club?
Boy George.
Correct. Nicknamed the King of Country Music. Which performer is
George Strait.
Correct. Which jazz musician had a breakthrough R&B hit with the 1980 song Give Me the Night?
George Benson.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Thank you.
5-0 wipeout today for Woods in the category Curious George.
Like it.
Sorry, Charlie. I knew you didn't.
Sorry, Charlie.
I knew you didn't have a hope on that category in that score on this day. He answered George Foreman like 3 times.
He just kept guessing.
George Foreman.
George.
Noted
Foreman.
crooner.
The late George Foreman.
Noted crooner. George Foreman.
If it didn't work on the first one, maybe.
Maybe one of these.
George Ezra. Oh, it gives me nightmares.
Why?
We were hoping he would
played
go
it 1,000 times.
Like,
I was stunned that he was like 12 when he recorded that or something.
Was he?
Yes.
We had the Culture Club question, and he's like, George Foreman. We're like, if you would have said, George. Could have given you a point.
George Papard from the A-Team. That's nice to wax some ass first thing on a Monday morning.
Very well. All right, we've got our Lynn Snyder, Dennis Lynn, talking Padres from the Athletic coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Well, listen up, guys. If you're looking to get cash out of your home's equity, refinance out of a high rate, or maybe do the home improvement project you've been putting off, Loan Pronto can make it happen in a matter of days. Take advantage of this opportunity. Get tens or even hundreds of thousands out of your home's equity. Pay off all your credit cards. Pay off your car loans. The average homeowner cutting their monthly bills by $1,000. Some rates have dropped, so now's a good time to do it. Get more info at loanpronto.com. Inflation, higher costs, put a lot of people in stressful financial situations. But again, if you own a home, there is a way out. Loan Pronto has multiple options that can help you get the financial freedom you deserve. Most homeowners get their cash in less than 2 weeks. Most don't even need an appraisal. Do the smart thing. Stop paying insane rates on your credit cards. Wipe them all out. Get a lower mortgage rate. Get some money for the home improvement project. All starts by getting in contact with the experts at Loan Pronto, loanpronto.com, or call now, 619-207-4336. But great resource. Just go to loanpronto.com and get the process started now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Well, we were just talking about how competitive the NL West is here through the first 10% of the season. Funny thing, that's exactly what Dennis Lynn wrote about in a new piece in The Athletic this morning. If you want to check out all of his Padres writings, you really need to subscribe to The Athletic. And
you got 55 seconds of traffic. You can read that whole piece
quick.
before we ask Dennis about that.
There you
piece.
go. And that is coming up next. Our Padres, Ben and Woods, Lynn Sider, next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring. We still have a few problems here. One of them is this collision on South 5 Coastline before Encinitas Boulevard. Got a truck over the side. It's over to the right shoulder. Also a stalled vehicle in the HOV lane, southbound 50 before Scripps Poway Parkway. Westbound King Freeway before College, some trash and other debris reported in middle lanes. And northbound side of the 805 at Imperial, an accident over to the right shoulder. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben and Woods Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks, it gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
Yeah, reading Dennis's new piece this morning, Woods. It's too bad Padres aren't in an easy division like the AL East, Dennis. They'd be running away with things right now.
Morning, guys. Yeah,
morning, buddy.
It's a very competitive division. I think we all knew that. I think maybe we didn't expect this kind of start from all three teams at the top. I think entering yesterday, at least, I know the Dodgers took a couple on the chin from the Chicago Cubs, who are happening to be in town tonight. But I think the three teams at the top of the division have the three best records in the majors, and that's something you don't see very often. So I would write a little bit something about it.
Which is the most surprising to you? I think we'd all be hard pressed to say anything other than the Padres being 13-3 is the most surprising, right? Like I wanted them to get off to a hot start.
Well, the Giants are pretty surprising.
The Giants are pretty surprising, but I think a 13-3 start leading the division. I know it's way early. This is the one that has surprised me the most, Dennis, is the Padres getting off to this scorching hot start and, being undefeated at home.
Yeah, I agree, Woodsy. I think it is surprising, but at the same time, given what they did last summer for 63 games after the All-Star break and into the playoffs, I guess it's also not surprising in that aspect because they're building off what they did back then, and they're doing it right now. I guess this is, again, the surprising part. They're doing it without some key players on the healthy roster. So that speaks to the identity they've built under not only Mike Shildt, but also, Victor Rodriguez and Ruben Niebla, who both got, I think, well-deserved contract extensions or new contracts in the offseason. And they're just doing it different from pretty much everyone else at a time when I think fundamentals are kind of pretty shoddy around the game in general, to be charitable. I think the Padres pay a lot of attention to the little things, and they're putting pressure on opposing defenses. They're running a lot. Manny Machado has 6 stolen bases. I don't think that's going to keep up, but that's just an illustration of some of the things that they take advantage of that you might not see from the average team.
Dennis, speaking of the injuries, wasn't in the clubhouse this weekend. I've seen estimates on Jake Cronenworth's rib fracture, 2 weeks up to 8 weeks. What are you kind of hearing about that? And then what are the Padres going to do in center field? How quickly could Jackson Merrill be back? Because with Brandon Lockridge now going down, the depth is being sorely tested.
Yeah, let's start there, I guess, with the center field situation. They got Jason Hayward, who's played some center field in his career, not a whole lot recently. Tyler Wade, who came in for Brandon yesterday after Brandon suffered the little hammy strain. And yeah, there's not a whole lot after that. I don't know that they want to mess with Tatis and put him in center when he's doing really well in right field and kind of just getting back to full health himself. But yeah, that's it's an interesting situation right now in center field. I would say, Eggy Rosario playing center field in El Paso a few days ago is interesting, although I don't expect to see him up imminently. Although, I also didn't expect to see Jose Iglesias playing left field the other day in Sacramento. So this team definitely keeps you on your toes. So I think we'll just have to wait and see what they do there. Although maybe they bring up Connor Joe. He definitely probably deserved to be on the team out of spring training. Kind of a tough beat for him, but he doesn't play center. So yeah, there's some questions there. And as far as Jake Cronenworth goes, I think, the 2 to 8 week range, I could see it being anywhere within those parameters. These things, it's kind of based on pain tolerance, and it's a non-displaced fracture of one of his rib bones. So it's a tough beat for him too. So we'll have to wait on him, but I think it's pretty open-ended right now as far as timelines go.
I'd hate to be out and it was dependent on my pain tolerance,
I would
that would never
see
be
you in
back.
December.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel
Can
so
you
bad
imagine
about it.
you at home? Like, I literally cannot broadcast. I don't know what you want me to say. I'll see you guys at the extravaganza. Maybe I can't. Yeah. I mean, he's a hockey player, grew up a hockey player. He's a tough guy. But again, it's one of those things, like, you don't want it to get worse and worse and worse. And same with Jackson Merrill, like all these, like, kind of, these all lend, it sets you up to have those nagging injuries, which are just the worst. Like, oh, I did this, I broke my finger, I'll be back when it heals. These are those ones that you just hope don't end up lingering all season long, like tight hammies all season long for Jackson Merrill and Brandon Lockridge. And, it's just, it sets you up for a real test this early, Dennis.
Yeah, at the same time, it gives guys a chance to step up. Guys like Oscar Gonzalez, who's shown pretty well his first few games back in the majors since 2023. At some point you have to think, right? There's a breaking point with bringing up guys and putting guys in who just haven't been tested. And that's a hallmark of a good team, that these guys can step up and just kind of assimilate right away. And Jose Iglesias, by the way, has been a really nice pickup. Just speaking of Jake's injury, but. Yeah, at some point you don't want to be putting him, a guy who's a career-long infielder, out in left field, which is, again, something they did in Sacramento. And you don't want to be putting Eggy Rosario in center field in the majors if it comes to that. You don't want to be doing a lot of these things. But as Mike Schild is fond of saying, winners find solutions. So we'll have to wait and see what those solutions are, the more these injuries mount. But, hopefully for the Padres, from their perspective, they don't have many more of these injuries.
Talking to Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. And Dennis, we talked earlier, obviously the Padres aren't going to go 13-3 in every 16 game stretch over the course of the season. They'll have some, tough summer East Coast road trips where you're more than happy with, 8-8 over that stretch. However, in your opinion, how sustainable is this? The Padres aren't really doing anything shocking other than maybe the how good the pitching has been at home so far this year. Tatis has played really well, but Woods pointed out, Manny and Xander have 1 home run combined in these first 16 games, and they've still gone 13-3. Do you feel like this is a team that should be able to stay up near or at the top of the NL West through most of the season based on what you've seen?
Well, we just talked about it, right? The health situation will factor into this, but as far as like what they're doing on the field, I mean, they're leading the majors in batting average, which again is not surprising given what they did last year, which is lead the majors in batting average. They're also, I believe, they're leading the majors in batting average against, by their pitching staff. I don't know how sustainable that is, but if you get Yu Darvish back at some point eventually, you get Dylan Cease back on track. I know it's early, but then obviously a couple mixed starts for him. I think they should be pretty good at suppressing, at least major damage and in general batting average. So, those two things would, I think that the batting average is obviously more sustainable on the offensive side, maybe not so much on the pitching side, but they're not going to win every single game at home. They're not going to go 81-0 as someone, posited to Jose Iglesias, and I think to that he responded yesterday. Let's just win tomorrow and worry about 81 games down the road. But I think they should be at the top of the division for most of the year. It's just a matter of how good the Giants actually are and how good the Diamondbacks actually are. We know the Dodgers are going to be there in the end, but I think you can't win a division in April, but you can certainly lose a division, and the Padres are the farthest thing from losing a division right now.
Talking to Dennis Lynn from The Athletic here on Ben and Woods this morning. And, I don't want to be like of course we get off to our hottest start in franchise history. And, the Dodgers are right there. The Giants are right there. But, I mean, this division coming down the stretch is going to be crazy. And, you see the Dodgers sitting in third place today, which nobody predicted. We all kind of predicted that they wouldn't leave first place with as loaded as they were. But I already saw tweets coming out over the weekend, rumors of them looking to trade for Luis Roberts early. There's a slight bit of panic in LA right now, at least among the fans. And I don't think there needs to be at all. They got a lot of guys coming back. But that's the other thing you have to worry about is what are those teams going to do to improve? Do you foresee AJ Preller working the phones a little bit right now, trying to find more depth?
I think we can't put that past him, considering he traded for Luis Ariz in May. Yeah, early May. It feels like it's been forever that he's been on the team, but it's been less than a year still. But yeah, I mean, it's AJ. Never put anything past him. He does have less to trade from this season. The budget's probably tighter. I mean, they're about a second luxury tax threshold or apron, whatever you want to call it, right now. So I don't know how much wiggle room there is there, but given the start that his team has put together, it's probably a little easier for him to go to ownership and say, hey, we need a little help here to maintain this. Although right now it doesn't seem like they need a ton of help. But I think, obviously the Dodgers are not going to sit on their hands, but I think maybe it's also good for us all to take a beat and remember it is, again, April. No one's definitely washed in April. No one's going to win the World Series in April. So I think, again, like we talked about last week, maybe we get closer to Memorial Day and everyone reassesses where they are. But if you're the Padres and you see a real opportunity to go for it again, they're a team that goes against the grain. I would not put anything past AJ Preller.
They talked last night on the ESPN Sunday night broadcast about the Cubs losing Justin Steele for the season and said a natural fit for the Cubs would to be go out and get Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins, and how the Marlins are willing to deal, and the Cubs have so many prospects that they could get. I think he's going to be a name. I'd be surprised if he's still there at the All-Star break. Cubs being one of those teams.
Marlins have a winning record right now.
I know, but still, it's you're not keeping him most likely. I think he has another year left too. He's a really attractive guy. You could get a lot back for him. But again, they also mentioned Dylan Cease on the trade block still yesterday in that broadcast, which makes no sense to me as we're sitting here 13-3 with the San Diego Padres, Dennis.
Yeah, I think those the trade rumors surrounding Dylan Cease and Michael King, not so much King because once he signed that kind of weird deal in the offseason, those mostly went away. But yeah, Dylan Cease is he's not going anywhere. Maybe there's another guy out there who looks just like him with an actual beard, and this is an imposter, and they can trade one of these two and keep the other on the roster. But yeah, I think the speculation about him going anywhere probably needs to go away for right now.
Finally, Dennis, do you view these next 3 games as a bit of a litmus test for the Padres early in the season? A Cubs team that is red hot, got a plus 43 run differential, just bodied the Dodgers 2 straight days and took 2 of 3 from the Padres in Chicago. And honestly, could have easily been a 3-game sweep if not for a pretty miraculous comeback by the Padres. Or are we going to test and see how good the Padres are right now?
I do, Ben. I think they all do in at Petco Park. I mean, they took 2 out of 3 against the Padres at Wrigley. Came close to sweeping them, if not for patented Padres comeback.
Yep.
But at the same time, they're going to be playing in actual humane conditions this week at Petco. It's not going to be almost freezing temperatures like it was at Wrigley. So we'll see. But I think the Cubs are really good. I think they're the only team in the majors that has more stolen bases than the Padres, and so they play a pretty good brand of baseball as well. But I think if you're talking about litmus tests in April, this is as good as you'll find.
All right, Dennis, appreciate it. Have a really good week. We'll talk to you next Monday in your transition between Houston and Detroit, I believe.
Lovely.
Yeah, that'll be a nice slice of middle America, I guess.
Yeah, the best. Nothing like it, D. Lynn. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, guys.
Dennis Lynn, our Padres Ben and Woods Lynn Sider, joining us each Monday throughout the baseball season. And the Padres do have to face like Shota Imanaga again tomorrow, who was really
good,
really nasty in that first game, and then they'll get Matthew Boyd again in that third game. So a couple of now the advantage is you faced both of those guys already, but they were both pretty good against you as well in that series against the Cubs. So can you find a little redemption? It certainly will be a better fit for the Padres at Petco Park and better weather with their own fans. And but the Cubs are hot right now. There's no doubt about it. They're good. They're a really good team.
They are, man. And you look at that up and down their lineup, and they're really, really balanced. And they're having monster years from kind of some unexpected guys too. So yeah, it's going to be a real challenge for Dylan Cease tonight. A real challenge. Now, Jamison Taillon's not gotten off to the best start for them. We've got some guys that have absolutely murdered him in their careers, but means nothing really. It means nothing at all. Cease has pitched well against these guys too. He's got some good numbers against them, at least what I saw on ESPN about average against. And he's got to pitch like an ace tonight.
I'd be a little nervous if I was Dylan Cease, not just because I was coming off the poor start, but no one wants to be the guy who stops the train from going. They got 34 consecutive scoreless innings and 3 straight shutouts. I imagine Dylan Cease doesn't want to be the guy who lets everybody down by giving up a run tonight. It's going to happen at some point, clearly, and Padres a win. They'll take a 10-9 win tonight. They don't care how many runs scored as long as they win. But I bet Dylan Cease is taking that mound going and seeing, let's see how long we can keep this going.
Keep it rolling, man.
Keep it rolling. But much tougher task against the Cubs compared to the Rockies. You're going from the coldest, worst offense to maybe the hottest, best offense right now in baseball.
Yeah, you'd hate to call them pesky, but they're a pesky team. They find they play really good defense. It's going to be a real challenge. It's going to be a real challenge. But this is what you live for. I mean, these games, it's so fun this season. Doesn't every game just feel massive? Like based on what happened last year, just every game feels so big. It's so much fun.
That's the last few years.
It has. Yeah, it has. It's been great. Like counting down the minutes till first pitch is so much fun.
I will say it is nice to have a bit of a early season cushion.
Yeah,
I mean,
big time.
When that little down period hits, you don't feel like, oh, we're now digging ourselves into a deep hole. You love to put yourself on a little hill to start the season so you can weather what happens later in the year.
You know what they say, more cushion for the pushing.
Cushion for the pushing. Yeah. The playoff pushing.
Yes, that's what I was referring to.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought you'd like that.
All right, we've got 1 hour left. We got some tickets to give away to a Warren Haynes band and more in the final hour of What's next on 97.3 The Fan. Padres baseball for you tonight. 6:40 first pitch against the Chicago Cubs. Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show with Sam Levitt at 5:40. And so far this season, Woods, the Padres have generally come through when they've needed to. I mean, you can't think of many situations where they really needed a hit and they didn't come up with one.
They had that one game where they left so many men on base in Oakland. But other than that, they're like 1 for 11.
I mean, yesterday's first inning, perfect example.
Yeah.
2 outs. You're getting out to the middle bottom of your order, which is considerably shortened with no Jackson Merrill and Jake Cronenworth. You really expect Oscar Gonzalez, Tirso Ornelas, and Jose Iglesias to all come through, but they did.
Tirso.
I'm not sorry, not Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah, I was like, what? When did he
Oscar
get called
Gonzalez, Yuli Gurriel.
How long have I been asleep?
Jose Iglesias to all come through, and they did. 3 consecutive 2-out hits.
Yeah, man.
Delivering and coming through for the Padres. And I wanted to ask you the broad question, especially after watching Rory McIlroy in the Masters yesterday. Do you believe in clutch? Is that really a thing that a person is or is not?
Yeah, I'm not
clutch?
it. So I absolutely believe in clutch.
Because
I've never been it. I never will be.
The numbers will tell you that it's not really a thing. Even the numbers will tell you that Michael Jordan wasn't necessarily clutch. He didn't have a better shooting percentage at the end of the games. He just took so many of their game-winning shots that you remember the ones that he made. But he didn't have a.
He missed a ton.
He missed a ton. He didn't have a better shooting percentage at the end of games. He wasn't inherently clutch.
But I think if you're
guys, their runners in scoring position average goes up and down. And even Rory yesterday made so many clutch shots, but also made some absolutely choke shots down the stretch. So what is he? Is he clutch or is he not clutch? Are the Padres clutch or are they not clutch?
I think the definition of it is being able to still emerge victorious after you the choke and clutch is an age-old debate, but was Rory clutch yesterday? Unquestionably he was clutch. Why? Because he won the friggin' Masters. Like that by definition means you clutched up when you needed to.
But Justin Rose was clutch.
He was great.
He never made a mistake, essentially.
Yeah.
And he lost.
I mean, again, mistakes in golf is different. If he makes that putt, that 10-footer that he's probably made a million times, is that a clutch putt? Absolutely. Did he choke? No, he did not. He did not. It's you're kind of splitting hairs here when it comes to it. But yeah, man, I absolutely believe in somebody's ability to zone in at the right time. I've never had it. I wish I did. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't want myself up in the biggest situation. Like I want somebody else up. I'm not clutch. Don't call on me to make that putt to win it.
And I've never met someone really who's competed at a high level who doesn't believe in clutchness. Well, and they almost always want
They always want the opportunity. Like, Woodsy, we got a 1-run lead, bases loaded, 1 out. Do you want the ball? Absolutely not. Give it to Paulie. Give it to anybody but me. That's why I'm a good manager.
It's funny though, because even in my limited experience of competing in golf in college, I recognize some of those moments where I feel like, okay, I need to come through here. And sometimes I did, and sometimes I didn't. Sometimes I felt like it focused me in and I hit a great shot. And sometimes I felt really nervous and like that hurt me and made me hit a worse shot. And I couldn't tell you the difference between the two. It was so hard to identify whether that extra adrenaline was helping me or hurting me in a key situation.
It's some guys can harness it, some guys wilt. I'm a wilter. I'll wear it. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to come in here and be like, oh, I'm clutch as F. No, absolutely not. I think I made one clutch catch my whole life and was in high school in a huge bases loaded type situation, 2 outs, backpedaled like a moron, got lucky, stuck my glove up, made the catch. But yeah, it's also one of those, I've always been that guy who's like, don't hit it here, don't hit it here, don't hit it here, don't hit it here. You know what I mean? Clutch people don't think that way. Clutch people are like, I want the ball, I want the ball, I want the ball. No, absolutely not. No chance.
But the numbers would tell you that those guys who want the ball don't necessarily perform better than the other guys as well in those situations.
That's true.
But everyone believes in it, and it feels real. I know in the moment, whatever you're competing at,
you're like, that was so clutch.
It feels real.
Yeah.
I mean, you're You come through and take on Woods. That's not clutch. I mean, you want the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah. All right.
What are you talking about, man? You're so clutch.
I will take on Woods. I am Michael Jordan.
So is clutch really a thing, or is it just people who practice a lot at something and are really good at it also tend to be really good at it in situations where it's important? I mean,
I think it's just, I honestly like,
is Rory clutch, or is he just a really good golfer was playing good golf, during the Masters?
Yeah. For me, it always speaks to the ability, again, to maybe not have your best day and still find a way to win. And you talked earlier about some of those shots that he made under duress, like the most duress that you can have. So I think he clutched up, when he needed to. And given those 2 strokes back after the first hole, he even said, like you said earlier, I needed that. Just kind of, it makes you kind of laugh for a second. You're like, all right, let's get this show on the road, right? Giving that back immediately. Now, another person could absolutely death spiral. I got the lead going into Sunday at the Masters. I just double bogeyed the first hole. For a guy like me, Ben, done, over. I'm out, done. That's it. I shoot 17 over that day, if I'm lucky, And
we've seen that.
Yeah.
Greg Norman and others, where it's just they've gotten lost and they've never found the path again. But at the same time, I just feel like, especially with Rory, he made such unclutch shots in moments where you felt like this should be the easy part. Now you've done the hard work.
You've done the hard work.
You've gotten to the easy part and you're blowing it. How could you possibly be this good and blowing it on these easy shots that, some amateurs could even pull off, and you are messing them up here? But then when he needed to, he came up with those moments. And what he said afterwards did stick with me. He kind of alluded to it. The failures that he has gone through. He said, I realized I bounced back pretty well.
Yeah.
I've failed many times in my career in high profile spots, and it hurt. And it was, everyone remembers that's the shot of him in the scorer's room at the U.S. Open when Bryson DeChambeau beat him. It was like hunched over the table with that face, and like, how is Rory ever going to recover? But months later, he was winning, won at Pebble, won at Sawgrass, and now has won the Masters.
Yeah.
And he said, I bounced back before. All right, I made a double bogey. Whatever. I bounced back well from failure. That's resiliency.
That's resilient, and which is clutch.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clutch. I remembered when they were on the range together a couple months ago, and Bryson told him, you choked at the U.S. Open. I mean, if you look at their 2 rounds yesterday, Bryson DeChambeau is the one that actually choked yesterday. I mean, he really did. He shot a 75. Rory shot a 73, but Bryson shot a 75. He was right there. He if anybody choked yesterday, it wasn't Rory. It was Bryson,
who had the lead after 2 holes.
Golf Gods
was in the perfect spot.
Golf Gods got him yesterday, man.
I don't know. To me, it's a fascinating psychology.
Yeah.
Of athletes.
Yeah. It's the most fascinating part of sports for me, is the mental skills game. You can have one good game. You're like, all right, my confidence is high. Next game, maybe you drop a fly ball. Next game, maybe you try 6 different stances in 1AB, and you never know what can happen. But it's the part of the game I wish I had focused more on when I was younger, is getting my head right.
And I think good coaching sometimes can be a part of an athlete being clutch. The Padres under Mike Schilt have undoubtedly been more clutch than they were under previous managers. And I think part of that is an attitude that Mike Schilt brings, the culture that he has helped to instill in that clubhouse fosters clutchness. Now, you're not going to come through. It's baseball. You're still not going to come through every single time, but there seems to be an expectation now. Like Jackson Merrill likes to say, hey, when we're down 1, we feel like we're winning.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a confidence and a calmness, perhaps, in those situations, as opposed to pressing and feeling, here we go again. They've completely gotten away from that under Mike Schilt, and that's maybe the biggest thing that he's done as manager of the Padres, is changing that attitude toward here we go again to here we go again.
Yeah, here we go again.
We're gonna let's do this. Let's get this done again. I wonder how good Rory can be now going forward.
Yeah, now the weight's off.
Now that all the demons have been
gone.
exercised, he looked like a man who never had to face a doubt again. Like, all right, I mean, what are you gonna say? I could shoot 100 in every tournament going forward. I've won all the majors.
Yep.
Got the Grand Slam. There's no questions left in my career. He could he could blossom and go on a run now. I mean, the next major is at Quail Hollow, the PGA Championship next month. He has dominated there. He went on and won, I think that PGA that he won by like 9 or 10 or whatever it was, that was at Quail Hollow. He's won the Wells Fargo tournament that was there many times.
Yep.
Loves that course. I would imagine he'll be, he wasn't the favorite of the Masters, Scotty was, but now I would say Rory is probably going to be the favorite going into the next major of the year.
It is a fascinating thing. I was talking to one of our guys yesterday, and he's been reading some of those mental skills books. Bob Tewksbury wrote one. We talked about it years ago. And then the one who was the football player that was reading it on the sideline? It was Eagles wide receiver. Who was it? Remember?
Right
in the
absolutely.
middle of like the Super Bowl or something. He was reading it on the sideline.
Brought his book out.
Yeah, brought his book out. He's reading that, and yeah, man, sports will test your mentals like nothing else. Like nobody's business.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, so good. So
inner
good.
excellence.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's and listen, it's like clutch in sports. I've never been. I can be clutch on this. I can be clutch doing this. I can be clutch in life, being a dad, being a husband, right? You clutch up in those moments. Sports, no.
But everyone who's gotten to the highest level, they've all put so much work in to get there.
For sure.
What then separates the clutchest guys from just the guys who
opportunity,
Part of
desire, practice, all of it. It all plays a factor.
So anyway, I just thought it was interesting in terms of AJ or the Padres, Mike Schilt, Rory McIlroy, and how clutch kind of all comes together and, meets the moment when you actually get those opportunities to do so.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to give away those Warren Haynes tickets to Humphreys coming up on May 14th. Paulie's got a Reindl report as well, some headlines that we haven't gotten to yet this morning. All coming up with Bennett Woods after traffic on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I want to tell you about trustandwill.com. Trustandwill.com is exactly what it sounds like in the name. It's a place where you can go online and set up some estate documents, but without having to go to an expensive lawyer's office. The billable hours are going to get you there. This is a simple process, can take as little as 20 minutes or so, answer some questions, and at the end, you have legally binding documents for you and your family, just in case something should happen to you.
Take care of your business out there, right? Something that I put off for so long. And even when I had kids, I was like, I need to get around to doing this, man. And I'm so glad that Trust and Will came into our lives because they've made it really simple. Make sure you ask and figure out about getting the trust as well. Keeping your family out of probate court, lengthy. It's costly. It's not something that your family's going to want to do after you pass away.
And just to encourage you more, when you go to trustandwill.com at checkout, use the code FAN, get 20% off now, plus free shipping of your estate plan documents by going to trustandwill.com and using the code FAN at checkout for 20% off at trustandwill.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Breaking NBA news this morning. After missing the playoffs and the play-in tournament with the largest payroll in league history, the Phoenix Suns have fired head coach Mike Budenholzer after just one season, I think. Yeah, just one season in Phoenix. My fellow Pomona College alum, he went there the year before I was there. He was on the basketball team at Pomona. So he's out in Phoenix. Of course, the NBA play-in tournament begins tomorrow night. I don't imagine we're at the stage yet where Woods gets interested. Is that the second round? Conference finals? Game 7 of the NBA finals, perhaps? Get you into the NBA?
Just with baseball.
He'll be too busy watching the Reds and the Royals.
With baseball going
Game
on.
7, but
it's...
I mean, come on. There's a
baseball,
really good AL Central game going on
soccer,
right now.
All kinds of stuff keeps my attention.
Fair enough.
I don't have much bandwidth left upstairs.
I know you don't.
I got this new show on Paramount Plus, Mobland. It's taking up a lot of my time. It's really good.
There are some good first round matchups that'll start
I really love The Clubhouse on Netflix. That's taking up a lot of my time.
Clippers Nuggets is very spicy. Kawhi is playing really well right now.
There's all kinds of stuff. There's Little League. Got Little League going on. T-ball. Got Easter coming up.
So I'm just big Easter guy.
Huge Easter guy.
Big.
There's just
spiral cut ham. You got some ham to eat.
I do. Big brunch to go to. Yeah. So listen, all you NBA fans, enjoy it. It's more for you. Because I don't want any.
I know.
So enjoy it. It's more for you.
You'll leave more for everybody else.
We got these Hannah bought these snacks at home. It surprised you guys to learn this about me. That the first time that I ever tried Nutella was like 2 days ago.
Really?
What the hell?
Never.
Now, I'm not a big fan of Nutella, but most people have at least tried it at some point in their lives.
I never tried it.
Yeah.
We never.
It's a chocolate hazelnut spread.
Yeah. So I like hazelnut because I drink the hazelnut creamer in my coffee. So I'm not averse. Like
I hate hazelnuts.
I love
That's why I don't like Nutella.
But we didn't buy it growing up. My wife doesn't buy it. If I'm going to eat something, like spread something on something, it's peanut butter, right? But she bought these snacks, and I had a little bit of a sweet tooth, and I looked, and I go, all right, well, it's the first time I'll try it. And it's like Nutella in this little wafer, and my kids love them. So I tried it and was like, it's all right. It was okay. But Bo was like, he's like, Dad, you really don't like Nutella? I go, buddy, that ultimately is a good thing. That's more for you, because now your dad won't be in there pilfering your Nutella snacks.
Well, Lisa wants to know, have you not had the Ferrero Rocher? Those are also, I believe, Nutella.
What is that?
It's the little candy chocolate balls that you get.
Those have Nutella in all of them?
I believe they are Nutella flavored. Yes. I also don't like those.
I might have had one before, but I've never gone out and bought a jar of Nutella.
Yeah.
And I've seen people like they go crazy for Nutella. They put it on apples and all kinds of stuff. And I just never tried it.
Tasted it like a kid. As a kid, it always tastes like chocolate.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter, good. Chocolate, good. Let's combine the two.
I do like the combination of chocolate and peanut butter, but there's something different about hazelnuts that
I would put on like some toast if we had. We didn't have much Nutella at the house,
right?
But like my grandmother loved it, so I was at her house. I'm like, cool.
You ate Nutella.
Throw some toast in there, and spread it right on it. Delicious.
Yeah, I never liked peanut butter on toast either.
Oh, I love peanut butter on toast.
I like butter and jelly on toast, or just butter. But so that's why I stayed away from Nutella always. But I did try it.
What flavor of jelly do you usually go with?
I go with strawberry or grape.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I like the blackberry or boysenberry.
I like that too. Actually,
those are my favorite.
I figured you more as like an apple butter.
Ooh,
I don't know why.
No, not apple butter.
Or marmalade. I was going to say you like marmalade.
The little they've got too many of the little pith like rind strings in the marmalade.
Disgusting.
I don't like the texture. I like the flavor all right, but the texture of the marmalade sometimes gets me.
So I tried it and just said, hey man, relax. This is good. This is a good thing for you, because now I won't be in there robbing you blind of your Nutella snacks that you enjoy so much. That's how I feel about the NBA. More for you guys.
Right.
More for you guys to enjoy.
I think the problem is that while Nutella snacks are a zero-sum game, if you have 10 of them and Woods eats 5, that only leaves 5 left for everybody else.
That's true.
Watching the NBA isn't quite
I'm not taking away from somebody else.
Some game that you're making it out to be.
Like, oh yes, Woodsy's not watching, so I get to watch now.
Sitting there waiting for someone to click off the TV so you can get in to watch the NBA game. Oh, I'm aced out. Everyone's watching. I need someone to turn off so I can turn it on.
The NBA party line. Like, no, you're fine. You can still get in there. No, that's fine. You guys do it. You guys take it tonight. No, I have less than. Paul, you're an NBA guy. Are you going to watch a lot of these playoffs?
Not really until the conference finals.
Okay. What about you? We know Benjamin.
And then it also depends on like what the Padres schedule's like.
Yeah.
Now if the Padres have like the 1:00 Wednesday game.
Put a game on
at night. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think it's pretty compelling this year. Like just the West alone. The surprise that we're the Lakers. I'm still a Lakers fan, so their series against Minnesota is going to intrigue me. But Oklahoma City finished 68-14. This year. I mean,
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the charge.
That is one of the great seasons MVP we've ever seen. And yet people are still talking about the Lakers, the Nuggets,
Give me the play-in teams right now.
So I still don't even know the format.
Lay this out.
All right, so here's how it
works.
Here's how it works. All right, so the 7 through 10 seeds in both conferences are the play-in teams.
Yes.
7 plays 8. The winner.
Give me the names.
So in the West, it'll be Memphis at Golden State.
For one game?
For one game, Woo! 8 at 7.
Okay, that's interesting.
The winner gets the 7 seed. That's tomorrow. In the East, that's Atlanta at Orlando. The winner gets the 7 seed. The loser then plays the winner of the 10 versus 9. So 10 plays 9.
I just fell asleep.
And that's an elimination game. Whoever loses 10 versus 9 is out.
You're done.
In the West, that's Dallas at Sacramento. In the East, it's Miami at Chicago. And then the winner of that game then plays at the loser of the first play-in game, and the winner of that gets the 8 seed. So it's basically a little mini tournament over 3 days.
It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
I still don't quite understand it. I was able to follow most of that.
I did doze off
fairly
halfway
simple.
The idea of a one and done Game 7, like to stay in the playoffs is enticing.
It's pretty little like a mini NCAA tournament to start. And then you'll have your full 8 seeds and you'll have your matchups, and the playoffs get started this weekend with all the 1 versus 8 and 2-7 as you go all the way through.
Tomorrow night?
So the play-in tournament starts tomorrow night with the 7 versus 8 games. Yeah. The winner in as the 7 seed.
Got it. That'll be like Padres on TV, NBA on the iPad.
Okay.
I mean, what's interesting is that in the West, the 7 and 8 are really good teams. Both the Warriors and the Grizzlies went 48 and 34. They were just 2 games out of the 3 seed, which is the Lakers, at 50 wins. So you got probably the 2 best play-in game or teams you've ever had in this tournament, because the West has been so good. So someone is, going to have their season on the line after they lose tomorrow night, may not even make the playoffs despite a 48-win season, which is 14 games above 500. It's a really good year, and they may not even make the playoffs if they don't win one of their next 2 games.
It's semi-compelling for me, but
that's kind of interesting in my mind.
It's like the NBA is always trying stuff, which I do like.
I appreciate it.
Not all of it's going to hit.
Hey, again, give me a team here.
I don't think the in-season tournament means anything to me.
Yeah,
I think that's
not much.
Stupid.
Give me a team here, and then we'll embrace it.
It feels fake that they're trying to like celebrate the in-season tournament championships and all that. But the play-in tournament, okay. I mean, that means what? So there's 10 teams total.
10 teams in each conference.
And so if you play tomorrow night, are you in the playoffs? Do you say you made
You're in
the
play-in tournament? No, not really. I don't think they call it the playoffs. You have to win to get in the playoffs still from the play-in tournaments.
That makes sense.
So that leaves 10 out of 15 teams.
They're still 10. So 10 out of 15 in each conference are still alive. And then after 3 days, it'll be down to the final 16.
I thought it worked really well with baseball expanding the playoffs. I have no problems with that.
That's great.
I mean, it used to be the 1-game wild card. It's kind of similar to the wild card. Now
and they do 5, 7,
7, 7, 7, 7.
That's 7 across the board.
That's the biggest problem.
The first round starts. So it's a long process. It takes a couple of months to get through 4 rounds of best of 7.
But the one thing you can say too is like, you had to grind that out, man. That's no joke. To win that title is a big deal. That's a lot of basketball potentially that you could have to play and win. So that's, you tip your hat to that. Certainly it doesn't sound like a very easy road.
Yeah,
Who's the juggernaut?
Oh, the Boston Celtics won 61 games. They're the defending champs. They're the 2 seed in the East.
And Cleveland,
the Cavs are the 1 seed. They won 64, but clearly the best team in the regular season was Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Question is, they have no playoff pedigree.
Yeah.
Is it going to be different once the postseason starts? And the Warriors,
they were like, if you took the average age of the Thunder, they were like 6 months older than Auburn was in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
They're young team.
I mean, the Warriors, who were in the play-in tournament, were one of the best teams after they picked up Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And Steph played so well down the stretch. They could make noise, but they got to get in first. Their season's on the line here with these.
And everybody still says good luck with Luka and LeBron on the same team in a best of 7.
And by the way, Jokic isn't going away. They're a 4 seed, and as I said, Kawhi is playing so well right now. The Clippers are very dangerous at the moment. I mean, there's just some good storylines in the NBA playoffs.
All right, I can't wait for you to tell me all about it every day.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll take a break. Paulie's got some headlines with the Roundel Report. First, though, let's give away the Warren Haynes Band tickets for the 5th caller. A pair of tickets to see Warren Haynes Band at Humphreys Concerts by the Bay on May 14th, 833-288-0973. And one of our winners this week is also going to win the grand prize. That is a Warren Haynes Band premium fan package, including access to the pre-show sound check. Tickets and premium fan packages are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. But again, 5th caller at 833-288-0973. Going to win those tickets right now. And then back with the Roundel Report after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
800-GAMBLER, GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
You can watch basketball playoff games or baseball games at 7 Mile Casino. They got TVs all throughout. It's one of the things that makes 7 Mile Casino such an appealing and inviting card room. They make you comfortable. They make you want to stay. The dealers are really friendly. The chairs are comfortable. It's light. They've got windows. You don't feel like you're in the back of some smoky casino. No, it's all about you, the card player, and they take good care of you there.
No question they do. And they got all the games that you're looking for: California-style blackjack, Pai Baccarat, and, of course, Texas Hold'em. Just a great environment. Again, smoke-free and just so close to get to. Just 7 minutes from our beloved Petco Park.
And if you're a high-limit player, they also want you to know you're very welcome at 7 Mile Casino. They will spread some high-limit action for the big-time players, take really good care of you. Please, it's our place. Make it yours. Right down the 5 freeway in Chula Vista, 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
See, there are a few NBA fans in our chat. More Padres fans, though. I totally get that.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely more fired up for Padres baseball this week than I am even for the NBA play-in tournament that starts tomorrow night. Padres and Cubs tonight, tomorrow night, and then getaway day Wednesday afternoon.
Did you ever think there would be a time in your Padres fandom that you would be more excited for Padres April games than Lakers playoff basketball?
I felt like in my early fandom, it was like, I mean, we'll get to the Padres.
Yeah,
at
June,
some point,
July, right?
It doesn't matter that much, but like you said earlier, feels like all the games are way more important than they used to be.
They just really do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and I get it. You know, the you cannot manage your emotions for 162 games, living and dying with each pitch. But the way that they've started this season, I don't know. Like, I don't look at it as like, oh man, now we can actually take some games off and relax a little bit. I'm like, more. Keep the pressure on.
Adam in the chat says, 1996 and 98 were fun times in April. I specifically remember April of 1998 and what a great start that team got off to. In fact, I think they were the only other 13-3 Padres team. And in particular, I remember a Steve Finley walk-off grand slam, I think, on a Sunday early in the season. And you did feel like something special was brewing. Now, you didn't know for sure at the time, but you certainly had that feeling. And it is somewhat similar this year. I think in 98, one of the nice things was I don't think you thought that the Dodgers were nearly as good as they were this year. You weren't challenged. The Rockies were an expansion team. There wasn't necessarily the Giants or the Diamondbacks were going to be. I don't think the Diamondbacks even existed yet in 98. It was their first year. I think that was their first year. Yeah. So the Rockies were 6 years old. The Diamondbacks were an expansion team. It was a great division to play in 1998 and get off to a good start. You knew, they could dominate all the way through. I don't get the sense this year, even at 13-3, the Padres are just going to run away with this thing in the National League West. The Dodgers are going to have something to say about it. It looks like the Giants and maybe the Diamondbacks will have something to say about it as well. Sure. But it is a really good start, and you've got a really good feeling so far about this year.
Makes these games absolutely appointment viewing, appointment listening. I mean, you're plotting and planning your entire day around, watching Dylan Cease pitch tonight against Jamison Taillon. I mean, it's just you're counting the minutes every day. And it's a really fun thing to cover and fun thing to be a fan of. It's a blast.
All right, we will have more baseball talk later. Right now, though, let's get to some headlines with Paulie. The Rondo Report right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by MTS. Take the trolley to the game, running every 15 minutes or better. Well, emergency crews are still trying to retrieve a truck that went over the side, southbound 5 Coastline before Encinitas Boulevard. They've got the off-ramp and the right lane blocked in that area. Also, an accident on westbound 8 just before Severn. A couple vehicles involved there in the center divide. Don't let traffic drag your day down, whether headed to the office or game day. Go the easy way with MTS. Trolleys run every 15 minutes or better throughout the day. Learn more and plan your trolley trip at sdmts.com. That's sdmts.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right. How we doing, gentlemen?
Fantastic.
All right. Let's get to it here. We have some audio that I've been waiting to get to. This goes back to Friday night's game. Somebody sent this to me after... Actually, I saw it on Saturday morning, I think. Justice Parman posted the clip of Eduardo Ortega, our beloved Spanish broadcaster for the San Diego Padres, one of the best to ever do it.
Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the game was over at this point, but Gavin Sheets also went yard on Friday night as the Padres whooped up on the Rockies. But Eddie's call in for the Spanish language call of the game was unbelievable.
So good.
That's the context. I wanted to hear this because there is a certain drop.
Are we
in
okay
this
to play
sound.
this? Or is this all right?
Are you kidding?
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we?
Right.
Oh my god. Well, now I'm nervous. I was fine with it until you
Fine.
said
Just wanna make
something.
sure.
Went out over
He
the
said
air.
it on the airwaves.
Yeah, not ours.
I'm still playing it. I don't care.
Lo menciono porque lleva 10 esta noche Nicolás. 2 bolas sin strike. Palo por la derecha. Es Gavin. Holy cheese. ¡A la calle! Sheets, su número 2 del año.
Legend.
Amazing.
Legend.
It was like the
Holy-
pause. It was Gavin.
Holy.
Gavin. Holy cheese. ¡A la calle! Sheets, su número 2 del año.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Holy sheets.
That's gonna be.
It's a good workaround.
That'll be in the tournament
It is.
drops.
It's somehow like if I just said holy sheets, you know that I'm talking about Gavin Sheets. Somehow when
Correct.
Eduardo
Shield.
says it though, it kind of toasts the line a little bit more.
Yeah. Holy shield.
Holy cheese. ¡A la calle!
I got
Gavin
Gavin.
Sheets, Adam. Gavin
Yes.
Sheets.
Holy sheets.
Holy Sheets.
Gavin Sheets. I like those fun little. It makes me feel a little bit like a rebel, right?
I like being a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. You have to be a little uncomfortable, right?
Because it's sheets is a long E sound.
Yeah, sheets.
But in Spanish,
Correct.
the I also is a long E sound, which
Mhm.
then makes that word a little, like I said, just a little bit nicer.
Yeah. I loved it.
Play it one more time.
Sure.
Lo menciono porque lleva 10 esta noche Nicolás. 2 bolas sin strike. Palo por la derecha. Es Gavin. Holy cheese. ¡A la calle! Sheets, su número 2 del año.
He is just
Brilliant.
the best. All right. We were just talking a little basketball, and I did see this morning. So
I thought we were done with basketball.
Guess not.
no, we're actually going to talk women's basketball.
Oh, all right.
Paige Beckers, she signed a 3-year contract with Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league that's fairly new. Brianna Stewart and others started this league, and they've been trying to get it going. Now Paige is expected to be the number 1 draft pick in the WNBA draft. So I wasn't totally sure, but I've looked it up. This is going to be a league where WNBA players can play in the off season.
Okay.
So the WNBA will still be, primary job number 1. But the reason that she signed with Unrivaled is because it's a 3-year contract and she signed for $350,000, which is more than she'll make as the number 1 draft pick in the WNBA over her 4-year rookie contract. One endorsement deal. It's basically an endorsement deal. She signed with them as an NIL deal when she was at UConn. So now she's going to be a player in this new league, and she's already made more money than all 4 years of her professional rookie contract.
Wow.
She is expected to make, where is her annual salary? Is $78,831 as a rookie in the WNBA. That's the number 1
That's
draft
the
pick.
maximum you can make as a number 1 draft pick.
So she's clearing all of that with one deal here.
It's a clear sign that women's basketball players in the WNBA are being underpaid. If someone else can come in and go, women's basketball is big, we can do this 3-on-3 and we can actually pay them even more. We're gonna draw the top talent away. Now it's not opposite of the WNBA season, but it's certainly a competitor though. Still,
is it?
I mean, can you imagine if someone said, "All right, LeBron, we're going to pay you $150 million a year to play 3-on-3 basketball after the NBA season is over"? I don't know that the Lakers would be all that happy about the injury risk and everything that goes along with it when they're paying him $60 million a year.
Yeah.
But LeBron
Is it comparable to the Caribbean Series, the Dominican Winter Leagues? Those guys they're not getting paid, are they? Or they're not getting paid?
Sure they get
they get paid
but
something.
It's not more than they're making in the big leagues like it is here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the bad. It's very new.
I mean, that's the reason so many WNBA players would play in foreign leagues outside of the WNBA season because they could make more in the foreign leagues.
Yeah.
Than
This
they were
is
making in the WNBA.
supposed to be a more homegrown alternative to going overseas and playing in those leagues. Now you play here in this unrivaled league, but it's a 3-on-3 thing. You know, we've seen that with the big three.
Yeah.
And
I don't love watching 3-on-3 basketball.
Care for it.
I don't like watching
ton.
5-on-5
I know you
basketball.
I know you don't.
Right. Well, Woodsy, it's funny you say that. I got something maybe you would be interested in. If there's any degenerate gamblers out there,
Bring me up.
No,
I gamble.
apologies to our friend Amy Trask in the Big 3 league that they do. But I just don't love it.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't like the NBA, so I don't feel.
I also don't know why we're whispering, but I also don't like when it's retired NBA players that are like pushing 50.
Right.
Doomslayer says women's basketball loses millions of dollars a year. Are you kidding me, Ben? The women aren't overpaid. Used to be the case, but now with players like Caitlin Clark and a lot more attention, I would imagine that is not the case anymore. I mean, she's filling up every arena that she goes to in the WNBA. They're making money now off of at least her, and some of these other stars that are coming in. And Paige Becker's a pretty big name. When Juju Watkins gets to the WNBA, she's going to be a big name. They're drawing more fans. That means more money for the league. That should be filtering down to the players.
Yeah.
There is a brilliant subreddit out there called Not the Onion. Stories that you would think are fake, but no, they're real. And this is right up that alley. There is a startup company in Los Angeles who is launching the first ever sperm racing league.
Thought he said sperm.
I did too.
Sperm racing league.
How do you watch it?
Well, they're going to be live
Very
streaming their
carefully.
first event coming up later this month at the Hollywood.
I hate it here. Just let the asteroid. I'm praying for the asteroid at this point. What are we doing?
The is it Palladium?
Palladium. Love
the Hollywood Palladium Theater on Sunset. That's where the event's taking place on April 25th.
The event.
Tickets go on sale today. So this is me reminding you to get your tickets if you want. They have built a microscopic racetrack, and the track mimics the dynamics of a woman's reproductive system, and you are going to be able to see exactly who has the fastest swimmers between these competitors that they are pulling from UCLA and USC. Crosstown rivalry.
You can bet on these?
You can bet. There will be press conferences, weigh-ins, it says. Not totally sure on that one. Play-by-play commentary and live sports betting.
Now, if I remember my high school biology, there's usually like millions of sperm racing.
Correct.
I mean, what are the odds? Like a horse race with like 8 horses.
I don't know exactly how the fine details like that work. They're saying that the point of all of this is to bring attention to fertility and turn health into a competition because it's something that you can train for, just like any other sport.
How do you train for it?
I don't know. Goose wants to know, where did the sperm come from? Well, Goose, when a
mommy loves the daddy very much, and they decide that this is the right time.
And they want to race.
The company says this is all about making male fertility something that people actually want to talk about, track, and improve.
This isn't mental health where, man, I'm just, I had to go through it. I've got friends who've gone through it. They're not embarrassed by it. Like, you got to go in. I've told the story. I had to go in with the cup, the whole bit. Remember, that was under my armpit driving to Vista at 100 miles an hour. Like, you just do it. It's just one of those things. But like, I just don't see this as a topic that men are like, I can't talk about this. So let's bet on it instead.
You can talk about anything, though.
But
Not
then
all
it's
men
like,
are comfortable talking about what you're comfortable talking
okay,
about.
how does this make it better?
I don't know.
Does this make it worse? Oh my God, I really do have the slowest sperm alive. I just went, I entered my sperm, I lost, I got my ass kicked by the guy from USC.
Can I put together a daily fantasy lineup?
I think I do that anyway.
Has it made its way to Prize Picks or Underdog? I do not know that. I do not know that. I just saw this story today. I was like, what?
I don't see that. This doesn't open any doors for men to be like, well, now I feel comfortable. I feel like it makes it worse. This is unbelievable. I've heard it all. That's the weirdest Rhino Report story ever.
So will we get to meet? Are we meeting the donors?
How do they deliver it? When do they deliver it?
at race time, or
all right, you want to talk about pressure? You're up. Like, all right, give me I need 20 minutes, man.
It says the first race will feature competitors from UCLA and USC, but eventually they hope to get celebrities involved.
Rory boys, just talk about load management. The greatest lines I've ever heard.
Good line. Good joke.
And this will be televised?
No,
Live
absolutely
stream.
not. It's on the Chevron app. Download the Chevron app, and you can watch it on the Chevron app tonight. God, it's the worst story I've ever heard in my whole life, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I've got the
every competitor is a bust. Fantastic.
Yeah, I've got the promo video. I'll make sure I send it over to you. You can get all the information you need.
Yeah, a live stream, if you will. You guys are too good, man. You guys are too good. This sucks. That's a crap idea. It's a crap story. And there's no redeeming of it. And I don't understand it. And I will gamble on anything. This is too much for me.
Wait until the athletes are looking for their NIL money
and
endorsement deals.
Yeah, trying to get their endorsement deals. I hate this. I hate it. They're doing it. This is the Palladium. Who goes to this? Who's there? They're paying people off the street. They have to. Like, there's just no way.
All right, it's next Friday night.
Next Friday night.
Maybe we just take a show trip up to LA
up there.
and just I just want to stand on the sidewalk outside of the theater and just see
why are you here? Why are you here?
in.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Oh my God, Paulie. This can't be real. Are you sure you didn't get duped?
Bro, there's like a story from like KTLA. Where'd it go?
KTLA.
The very trusted KTLA. Oh my God.
I don't think this was a typo.
I don't want to do this.
The longest typo in history.
I do not want to do this anymore, Ben. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't. It's too much for me.
Go to spermracing.com.
Of course.
You can get all
of
your,
course.
Yeah.
Can't believe that domain hadn't already been claimed by
Imagine like, when you're watching your horse and you're like slapping, you're like, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, come on. Tony Soprano yelling for pie, oh my. Come on, pie, come on, baby, come on, girl. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Makes me want to flip over a table. It's infuriating.
I got to like PB Shore Club when I was younger, and they do the goldfish races on like Wednesday nights or something.
Lighted this thing or greenlit it. Who greenlit this project? I want to see the deviant responsible for this.
Paulie, thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks for ruining my entire day.
To the end of the Monday edition of Ben and Woods. Braden is coming up next. We will rejoin you tomorrow morning at 6. If Padres can take care of the Cubbies tonight. Until then, for executive producer Paul Randall and Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday, everybody.